during a production of The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time. Some reports suggest water began dripping through cracks in the ceiling before it came down. An initial report from a structural engineer is expected this morning. A Hertfordshire woman who's been fighting cancer in hospital could become homeless when she's discharged on Christmas Eve. Katrina Martin and her husband Richard say they were bullied into handing over the keys to their flat in Hemel Hempstead after their landlord's company went bust. Lorna Hankin reports.
Richard is currently staying with a homeless charity in the town called Dens, but it only caters for single people. This will mean Katrina, who's had most of her tongue, lymph glands and teeth removed, will have to spend Christmas without her husband. Dacorum Borough Council say they're continuing to give advice to the couple about their housing options.
2 men who robbed the post office and petrol station at Clifton in Bedfordshire will be sentenced today. 41-year-old Stuart Battams and 39-year-old Manny Buckland from Tempsford have already pleaded guilty to carrying out the raids on Maybank holiday. Attendant Rasika Yakanwala struggled with one of the robbers at Clifton filling station.
They came to the counter and they were trying to take the counter out. Suddenly, when we were struggling, the counter was open and what I did, I took all the money and split it onto the floor. He jumped from other side to my side and knocked me down and took all the money and ran away.
A campaign is being launched to encourage children to start cooking after a survey revealed widespread confusion about ingredients. 10% of the 500 children questioned thought Brussels sprouts and parsnips were fictional, but thought butter beer from the Harry Potter books and snoz crumbs from Roald Dahl's BFG were genuine. The weather, a cold, crisp and clear start to a fine day with plenty of sunshine, but clouding over and turning windy late this afternoon. Today's high is 10 Celsius. And get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
We're coming to towns and villages all across our counties. BBC Three Counties Radio's big tour of beds, hearts and bucks.
Being local, just keeping it local.
Nice place to live, nice place to bring up the kids.
All this week in Buckingham.
I like to support the local shops where we can.
I think it's nice for a catch-up.
Well, it's a happy little country town, which is vitally important that we still support it.
The big tour of beds, hearts and bucks. BBC Three Counties Radio.
Holidays are coming, holidays are coming. Oh, Catherine, don't be so grumpy just because you have to work for, well, the next few weeks.
Just call me Bob Cratchit. I would like to make an announcement.
Please.
Catherine isn't working Christmas Day. Kelly Betts is. So I think I win out of the losing for Christmas.
You most definitely do win out of the losing for Christmas. And I've often thought this, and I never said this, you don't get the respect you deserve. You win out of the losing for life.
Oh, thanks, mate.
You're very, very welcome. Lots coming up on the show this morning. We're wearing our Christmas jumpers. A picture is on Facebook and will be on Twitter soon. Are you wearing yours? Some of the more important things we're talking about, a decision will finally be made on plans to expand Luton Airport, plans which have been rumbling away for years. There's plenty of local opposition, and the council with the power to approve the project is a shareholder in the airport. I wonder which way it's going to go. A Hertfordshire cancer patient fears she'll be homeless when she leaves hospital on Christmas Eve. Her husband's been living in a shelter while she's been in the L&D. The trouble is, they don't take couples. And we'll be... Oh, who cares? It's my last day before Christmas.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Facebook.com/BBC3CR to see myself and Kelly Betts in our wonderful Christmas jumpers. You can text 81333, start your text 3CR, or 08459 455 555. And to be honest, you can call up about absolutely anything you want today. 0459 455 555. It's D-Day for the Luton Airport expansion plans. Now, I know it's been going on for years, hasn't it? But the Borough Council will finally decide whether to approve them today. Now, that in itself is controversial, as the council is a shareholder and they'd benefit financially from the proposed increase in passenger numbers. Still, it's their decision to make. In a second, we'll speak to John McGill, who's a resident in Wigmore, and Justin Dealey's out there with him at the moment. But before that, let's speak to Andrew Lambourne, who is from the Hertfordshire Against Luton Airport campaign. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Why are you so opposed to the expansion?
Basically because of the heavy environmental impact that it's going to have. They're proposing 60% more planes, and disproportionate numbers of those are going to be scheduled very late in the evening and very early in the morning. So the night is actually going to shrink around Luton.
The supporters would say it's going to bring business, it's going to bring more people into Luton, it'll create more jobs. What would you say to them?
I'd say if you actually looked at this from an economic point of view, you're probably putting more eggs into one economic basket. I mean, look what happened to Luton when they lost Vauxhalls. This airport just generates £20 million a year already for Luton Borough Council. And I think, there's a balance to be struck. Yes, that's fine, but let's not carry on too far and start turning this into a blighted area.
The Borough Council is making the decision, aren't they, on what happens?
That's correct.
Does that sound right to you? Does that sound fair?
No, not at all. And as you've said, they are the owner of this airport. They obviously are being recommended by their planning officers to decide in favour. There's an interesting twist to this, though, because, in fact, there's been a restraining order put on them by the Secretary of State, which basically says that although they may decide in favour, they can't actually give planning permission.
So who would that fall down to then?
Well, the Secretary of State is considering whether or not to call this application in for independent scrutiny. And we feel, and loads of other people feel, that this is entirely appropriate. And Herts County Council in particular, through the efforts of Councillor Richard Thake, has put a lot of pressure on the local council, and indeed has communicated with the Secretary of State to say, look, you are a shareholder in this airport. It's not an unbiased, independent decision. It needs to be called in for independent scrutiny.
So the Borough Council could make the decision today, but that doesn't necessarily mean the decision will actually be made because other people may get involved.
Correct. They can make a decision, but they can't issue planning permission, and the Secretary of State may decide to call this in for independent scrutiny.
Andrew, stay there. We'll come back to you in a second. Reporter Justin Dealey is out with John McGill. Justin, tell us exactly where you are and what's happening.
Yes, I'm with John in Wigmore, which is around 2 miles away from the airport. John, in a nutshell, what's it like living here so close to Luton Airport?
Well, we're not directly impacted as South Luton is by flight path issues, but there's a general background hum which continues almost 24 hours because it is a 24-hour airport. We have major traffic issues which are bound to get worse because the current proposals don't really take account of moving traffic to and from the airport. All the improvements, if you can call them that, are based in and in the immediate vicinity of the airport. So traffic coming particularly from the east of the region has to come through the east of Luton, and the road infrastructure is just not capable of handling the volume of traffic, particularly when peak airport usage times, 6 to 9 in the morning, coincides with peak commuting times. So Luton becomes a bottleneck at those times of the morning.
I just want to get a final point in with yourself, and this is your key point this morning. The meeting at 10 o'clock today, you were hoping to be speaking at that meeting, but you can't. You're not happy about the date of this meeting, are you?
No, it was cancelled at fairly short notice, and it seems to be slightly more than coincidence that it's been called for 10 o'clock on a Friday morning, the last Friday before Christmas, when people are either busy cleaning their desks at work or preparing to go off on holiday. They could not have chosen a more inconvenient time for residents and those concerned, those who wish to speak, because it makes it very difficult for everyone. But it looks as if it's been manipulated, in my opinion. The council, it's not a democratic situation at all. I call it shamocracy.
OK, thank you very much. Any other thoughts there of John McGill in Wigmore, around 2 miles away from Luton Airport, Ian?
Justin, thank you very much. We'll speak to you later on in the show. Andrew, shouldn't people who live near airports expect noise and disruption and possible expansion in the future?
I think it's reasonable that they should expect noise and disruption. I'm not sure it entirely follows that they should expect the airport to double in capacity. But let's remember the last time a planning application went in at Luton in 1997, they asked for the capacity to be raised to 5 million passengers a year. Where are we now? We're at double that without any further planning application being granted at all. And I think, what people are saying quite reasonably is enough is enough. This airport is very close to the town of Luton. The aeroplanes have to fly in from the west directly over South Luton, and they depart going out to the west over South Luton and then turn round and go over Hemel Hempstead and St Albans. So the airport has a huge impact on local communities. Stevenage is very heavily affected too. And I think it's fair to say, OK, enough is enough. Let's look now at how we can create other economic wealth in Luton other than just continually caning the airport. I think John made a very good point as well about democracy. If you look at the planning application and you look at the responses that people put into that, 88% of the responses from people and from organisations were opposed to the application. That must tell us something. Only 9% were in favour.
Fine, let me just read you this. Luton Council, haven't provided anyone for us to talk to this morning. They say this is because it will be inappropriate before they've had the meeting. The council has defended the fact that it's making the planning decision as well as benefiting from income from the airport. It says the roles are entirely separate. What would your reaction to that be?
It has to be seen to be taking a separate role, but, I think everybody realises that if a councillor in Luton voted against this, then that would probably be curtains for them. What's actually quite significant is that one of the councillors who represents South Ward, one of the wards greatly affected by this application, as we understand it, isn't able to attend today because she's away for Christmas. So if Amy O'Callaghan isn't there to represent the residents of South Luton, who is going to represent them? This is supposed to be a democratic decision.
Andrew, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for coming in bright and early. Andrew Lambourne there. 08459 455 555. Your views on that, please. It's coming up to 6:16 on BBC Three Counties Radio. Let's get the latest travel news with Alice.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. In Wendover, things looking slow on the A413 southbound at the Nashley Road turning. Elsewhere, things going without any problems, nothing being flagged. Looking good in Beaconsfield on the A40, where there are temporary traffic lights between Burnham Avenue and the A355. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Alice. 6:16, it's Friday the 20th. The 20th of December, we're so close. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Plans to expand Luton Airport look set to be approved today. The ceiling at the London Apollo Theatre collapsed last night, injuring 70 people. In football, Watford begin life under new manager Giuseppe Sannino tomorrow as the Hornets head to Ipswich in the Championship. The weather, dry, sunny today, turning very windy with rain overnight. 08459 455 555. You can call in about the stories we're talking about today, but you can also just call in for anything. It's kind of an open house. Call in about anything you want today. 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio. Every weekday morning from 9.
That disgusts me. It's absolutely disgraceful.
Don't talk about morals because he doesn't care about the man in the street.
The biggest local talking points.
I found out a couple of hours later it was a murder. Over the phone, they phoned me up and told me.
I don't know why you're picking on that man.
The JVS Show.
I feel it's out of place in this country.
Let me be really frankly honest with you.
Local government and government are doing a good job-ish.
I never call in, but I feel so passionate about this topic.
The JVS Show. Weekdays from 9. BBC Three Counties Radio.
The boss has bought me some posh chocolates. Excuse me for the next 3 minutes, 44 seconds.
The mood is right, the spirit's up. We're here tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The party's on, the feeling's here. That only comes this time of year. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The choir of children sing their song. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. We're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The word is out about the town to lift a glass. Oh, no.
Sing with me, Chris. Simply having a what? Come on, Chris, sing with me.
That's a good track.
Sing it. Me having.
Well, I play the guitar. You see, I've got electric set up now. I've got all my kit set up now, and I'll be moving near my door. Anyway, to get back.
Do you want to sing? Sing with me. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
I haven't had a sex change yet.
Sorry?
I haven't had my sex. No.
Who knows what Father Christmas is going to bring you? Right, here we go.
Oh, but see, I don't know where I'm going yet.
Here we go. The spirit's high.
No, I don't like that. It's too fast for me.
Here we go. Now, we're simply
having a wonderful Christmas time.
We're simply having
a wonderful Christmas time.
Here we go. Just jamming away on the guitar. Bang, 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 bang.
Is it, have we got, I don't know.
The mood is right. The spirit's up.
You ready, Chris, in Farley Hill? Here we go. That's enough. Here we go now. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Everybody. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Get the party poppers out. A wonderful Christmas time. Goes on, doesn't it?
See moon. Somebody's knocking at the door.
Is that it?
Here we go. Christmas time.
Yo.
Merry Christmas.
That's,
ding dong, ding dong.
That's a bit too fast for me, that one.
Chris, I'm glad you called in. You reminded me what we were going to do today. We're having a competition with literally no prizes.
No, we don't want them.
No, we don't prizes. To see who can do the lowest sound.
The lowest?
The lowest.
As in bass, is it?
Yes.
See, when I was at Chorley, I sang in school choir.
Oh.
And, you know, all the parents were in tears. When my voice broke, I couldn't do much.
Could you not do much at all?
No, but I was told to, but Mr. Roberts, he's dead now. Well, he said just go do-do-do-do-do. You see, people say, people say that maybe if they're tone deaf, they can't. People can, if they're tone deaf, they can try something.
They can try, but it just sound awful.
Yeah, I know, but you can't say that.
Okay, so, well, no, you can't. But here we go.
Have you ever listened to trying to sing who's totally tone deaf?
Have I ever listened to a singer who's totally tone deaf?
Yeah, trying to sing.
Do you mean tone deaf or deaf deaf?
No, I mean, it can't hit a note.
No. Well, yes. Well, no.
You have to go with the flow, don't you?
So, I'm going to try and do a low note, and you see if you can do it low. And this isn't even my lowest note. I've not even warmed up yet, okay? So, here we go.
Okay. Take a breath. You can't get it. Yeah, go on 68, give me a chance.
See if you can go lower than that. And that's not even, I've not even started yet.
Yeah, but you're a young lad.
Sorry, Chris?
I'm 68. I'm older than you.
Well, then yours should have dropped further.
That's a bit...
Right, OK, I can beat that.
No, you can't.
Do yours again and I'll beat it.
I need to go and... Hang on.
Here we go.
Do it again?
Yeah, do it again and I'll beat it.
I'll go like this. I won that. I
won that. Catherine Boyer, who won that?
You.
Thank you very much.
You're
Chris?
half a note out there.
Yeah, exactly. Chris, what do you want?
No, hang on. I'm going back to... I got a mortgage on a mason in Bennett Avenue.
Oh, fantastic.
My daughter was up to... She's now 45.
Yeah.
And... the noise then, I don't know about... The Wyman pub was there. It's still there.
Yep.
Named after a car. And the car park, you see, was full of trucks and vans, and it's all finished now.
Well, Chris, I appreciate your call. Thanks very much. 08459 455 555. It's open house today. You can call in about anything you want. And we're also playing Who Can Get the Lowest Note. We need to send Justin out on that. Now, this next story, we spotted it in the Hemel Gazette this week, and we thought we had to tell you. So good work to the Hemel Gazette for getting it. A Hertfordshire woman fears she'll be made homeless when she's discharged from the Luton and Dunstable Hospital on Christmas Eve. Cancer patient Katrina Martin is currently recovering from reconstructive surgery to her mouth and throat. So her husband Richard has been speaking up for her. He says they were bullied into handing over the keys to their flat in Hemel Hempstead after their landlord's company went bust. So, while Katrina's been in hospital, he's been living at a shelter run by Hemel's homeless charity, Dens. Trouble is, the shelter doesn't take couples. What a mess. Dens manager Paul Latimer joins me now. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Ian.
What an absolute mess. This sounds horrible. How did you first come to hear about Katrina and Richard's situation?
Richard was referred to us through our day centre, and when he came to us, we inducted him into the night shelter, and then after a few days, what we do, we sit down with him and do an assessment of needs interview with him, and then he told us about his story.
And Richard himself has also undergone surgery, hasn't he?
Yes, he worked as a porter in Hemel Hospital for 10 years and underwent a lungectomy in Harefield Hospital himself.
So they've both had, health-wise, pretty bad luck. Both of them were working, I believe.
Yes.
And now they find themselves in this awful situation where they've got nowhere to go.
Yes, Richard has currently been with us now for 32 nights. Usually, in most circumstances, we only give people 30 days.
Right.
But due to Richard's circumstances, we have been giving him, and will be giving him, a weekly extension.
Now, why is Katrina not allowed to stay at Dens?
It's not that she's not allowed to stay at Dens. It's just that once she's there, we don't do mixed rooms.
Right.
And if we did have the space, Katrina would be allowed to stay, but her case will be treated separately to Richard's.
Right. Okay. And you've done your best to help them, haven't you? You've referred them to social services, I believe.
Yes. Yeah. We referred them to shelter. Also, who said that maybe social services would have a duty to care. For Richard and his wife with the case, and we're currently doing that.
So she's going to get discharged. I find this incredible, that this poor woman is going to be discharged from the Luton and Dunstable Hospital on Christmas Eve after having surgery for cancer, and she's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, and that's the very sad state of the country at the moment. She will hopefully. Social services or somebody should have duty of care for her, considering the condition that she's in. Her family are willing to take her and she'd be able to sofa surf, so I'm told, but we don't know what happened, and it's because she's not with us at the moment, we can't really talk about her case.
What kind of pressure is this putting on the couple? How are they feeling, do you know?
All I can see is I see Richard, who goes to the hospital on a regular basis. He travels to the hospital daily, and coming back, he is under an immense pressure, very, very emotional, and all he wants to do is to be with his wife at Christmas to support her, so they can support each other, to be quite honest.
And I think whenever we talk about homelessness problems in the three counties, this really highlights that we are all just a couple of bad decisions and a little bit of bad luck away from being homeless. Both these people were working, they had a property, and through just future chains of bad luck, they find themselves in this awful situation at Christmas.
Yeah, we're currently seeing people coming through who's never been in this situation before due to loss of job or relationship breakdown, and you know we're currently seeing an increase in demand for our services across the organisation. I.e., we have a food bank now, a night shelter, a day centre, and a rent deposit scheme, and the people that are coming through have never been in this situation before. And I can only say it may be getting worse.
Paul, keep up the good work. I hope things pick up over Christmas. A very sad story. The Paul Latimer from Dens, a shelter. 08459 455 555 is your phone number. You can give us a call on any of the stories we're talking about today. It's kind of an open house, though. You can pretty much call in about anything you want, really. We're playing Who Can Make the Lowest Noise. Mine so far is, and that's not me even starting. That's not me even starting. I tell you what, after the news, this will keep you listening, we'll get Kelly Betts and we'll get Catherine Boyle to make their lowest noises. Should be a lot of fun.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Things looking a little slow in Harpenden on the speed sensors. That's those morning delays in both directions on Luton Road around the Station Road. The A5 also struggling a little bit around Dunstable in both directions. Elsewhere, things looking quiet though. Public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alice?
Yes?
Just to flag up, I'm not going to do it to you now because you need to warm up, but maybe at 1:45, can you try and make the lowest noise possible at about 1:45? We're playing it.
I will definitely practice.
Alice, thank you very much. You're a good sport. Right, it's 6:30. Let's get the latest news and sport now with Jane Killick. Get your hands up those chocolates.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 6:30. I'm Jane Killick. Plans to expand Luton Airport are likely to be approved this morning. It would increase capacity from 12 to 18 million passengers a year. An investigation is underway into the collapse of the ceiling at a theatre in London last night. Pieces of masonry fell onto the audience, injuring more than 70 people. A Hertfordshire woman could become homeless when she's discharged on Christmas Eve. Katrina Martin says she's had to hand over the keys to her flat in Hemel Hempstead when her landlord's company went bust. The weather, a fine day with plenty of sunshine, but clouding over late today and becoming windy with a high of 10 Celsius. In football, Watford begin life under new manager Giuseppe Sanguigno tomorrow as the Hornets head to Ipswich in the Championship. Club captain Manuel Almunia says the new manager likes discipline and hard work.
As far as I have seen, is a manager with a lot of character who will make us work very, very hard, being very disciplined. And I think he's a good manager. And at the moment, he didn't want to change many things, just to keep everything the same.
In League One, MK Dons host Port Vale and Stevenage take on Sheffield United. Wickham are at Northampton in League Two. Luton Town return to conference action tomorrow as Gateshead visit Kenilworth Road. Manager John Still says there's great competition for places as the senior players return to the team following the FA Trophy win last weekend.
It gives people a little bit of rest, particularly the ones that may have, had slight knocks and things like that. And you know what else it does? Makes them realise how well they've got to play, because if they don't, the people behind them are playing well enough to take their place. So that's quite encouraging as well.
Cardiff manager Malky Mackay has been told by owner Vincent Tan to resign or he will be sacked. In an explosive letter emailed to Mackay on Monday, the BBC understands Tan listed his grievances with a former Watford manager. And an independent panel has upheld Jack Wilshere's two-match ban for making an offensive gesture at fans during Arsenal's 6-3 defeat to Manchester City. The Stevenage-born footballer will miss Monday's match against Chelsea and the Boxing Day fixture at West Ham. BBC Three Counties News and Sport. I'll be back with a full bulletin at 7.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Yes. Morning. 08459 455 555. Can I just say, I'm going to throw this on the team now. Okay, we're going to throw this on the team. That's you.
Oh, yeah.
And that one over there.
Thanks.
We've got nothing for the last half an hour of the show, have we?
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
We never have anything.
We never have anything. If you want to come down to the studio and come and hang out for the last half hour of the show, you're more than welcome to. Oh, we're going to get...
I would love that!
Let's do it. 8:30. 8:30. The door will be open. Not literally. We have to.
People that I would like to meet the most.
Yep.
Dave /Dennis/John/Sue in Luton.
I'd like to meet all of them.
Dennis in Dunstable.
Yep.
and Shirley and Milton Keynes. Oh, and Jane and Aylesbury.
Are you going to save them some of your posh chocks?
No, they're not getting the posh chocks. 8:30. If you turn up earlier, we might find a little spot for you. If you turn up at the studio, then we'll kind of let you in. There, I've said it now, haven't I? What could possibly go wrong? We're in Luton. I'm not giving you any more than that. I don't even know what the address is, but we'll do that. This is Christmas, for goodness sakes. My last show before Christmas. You eating a bad chocolate?
Oh, that one.
What one?
I'll mark it on the map.
Which one did you have?
Cranberry cup.
Oh, you dirty... Horrible. So 08459 455 555. If you turn up this morning, you can come in. There we go. I've said it now. What could possibly go wrong? It's an open house policy. We'll have a look at the papers in a second. If you want to join in, you can do. But before that, let's have a little bit of the Beatles, shall we? Yeah, why not?
Tastes like shampoo.
She said, I know what it's like to be dead. I know what it is to be sad. And she's making me feel like I've never been born. I said, put all those things in your head, things that make me feel that I'm mad. And you're making me feel like I've never been born. She said, you don't understand what I said. I said, no, 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 you're wrong. When I was a boy, everything was right. Everything was right. I said, even though you know what you know, I know that I'm ready to leave. 'Cause you're making me feel like I've never been born. She said, you don't understand what I said. I said, no, 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 you're wrong. When I was a boy, everything was right. Everything was right. I said, even though you know what you know, I know that I'm ready to leave. 'Cause you're making me feel like I've never been born. She said, I know what it's like to be dead. I know what it's like to be dead. What it is to be sad.
Morning! This is BBC Three Counties Radio. It's open house. If you can call up about anything you want, and if you turn up around about 8:30, you can come in as well and hang out in the studio. Don't bring any weapons with you, or drugs, or alcohol. The last two are for Catherine's protection. 08459 455 555. Dennis and Shirley are on the line together.
Good morning to you. Let's get the
morning.
Let's get the Merry Christmas out of the way first.
Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Righto. Now then, Ian, this lady who's been out of a house for Christmas, what about the other people? It's a company that's gone bust. What about the other people? Are they being pushed out as well? I think it's total...
Dennis, what is wrong with your phone line? You sound like a Dalek.
Well, I'm trying to go as deep as I can.
Should we play that? Shirley, do you fancy a game of who can go the deepest?
Well, I don't think I can go as deep as Dennis.
Well, let's... Shirley, you go first.
Well, I just want to say I do feel very, very sorry for that lady.
Oh, it's a terrible story, isn't it?
Isn't it dreadful? It's so sad. And for what she's been going through as well. It's a terrible thing.
Very, very sad.
It is. Very sad indeed.
Well, hopefully it's Christmas. Something will get sorted out, won't it? Won't it?
Well, I would like to think the council would come up with something for them.
Well, we were trying to get them on, and we did think that they were going to, but it seems they won't now.
Oh,
Maybe we've got it wrong. Maybe someone's listening now who can tell us otherwise. If anyone from Dacorum Borough is listening now, 08459 455 555.
Shirley, before you go, because you are going, my love, give us your deepest noise you can. Go on.
Oh, hello. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Shirley, have a lovely Christmas. I'll speak to you in 2014.
Okay.
Ta-ta, bye-bye. There we go. That was a good effort, wasn't it? Dennis?
That was delightful.
It was still something vaguely 50 Shades of Grey. She was deep. She was deeper than you.
I'm an old man. What can I expect?
Here we go. I'm going to go. Catherine, you have a go.
Oh.
What? Kelly Betts, your turn.
Bomb.
Can't say that.
What did you say?
I didn't mean to say that. I was just trying to make a noise.
Right, here you go. Here's mine.
Why are you standing up?
That was the same as mine.
Burp.
What's a good? Dennis, see if you can beat it. Dennis? That's Dennis trying to get started first thing in the morning.
It's Christmas, for God's sake.
Isn't it just? Are you going to come down to the studio this morning?
Unfortunately, I have no transport.
How about if we send Justin Dealey over to you?
I would be very happy to. He'll get a cup of tea if he's careful.
Really? Right,
Yes.
right. Dealey's on his way.
What time?
Well, knowing Dealey, probably about 11:15. Dennis, stay there. Give your address to Kelly Betts. We'll send Justin Dealey over this morning. That's what if you can't come to the studio, then heck, we're going to bring the studio
I
to
want to
you.
see a Dealey Dennis selfie.
Yeah, a Dealey Dennis selfie. That's what we want. Oh, I wonder what Dennis looks like.
We all wonder what Dennis looks like.
It's mysterious, isn't it? 08459 455 555. It's my last day. I know that life still goes on, kids. You got Justin Dealey next week, which is very, very exciting. So don't worry, you'll be well looked after. But you can call in this morning about anything you want. And if you turn up at the studio as well, there's a very, very good chance you can come in and sit in the studio for at least a few minutes. We can guarantee that. You cannot touch my posh chocolates. Or me. What have you found in the papers, Catherine?
Lots of stuff. I mean, the front pages are dominated, quite rightly so, by this awful situation at in the West End last night.
It's incredible.
The Apollo, more than 700 people were packed into the Apollo last night. It's 112 years old, this theatre. And they were showing the curious incident of the dog in the night time. Ceiling collapsed on top of them.
That's amazing.
Witnesses spoke of blind terror and some thought a balcony had collapsed. 7 people were seriously wounded by falling plasterwork and 85 more suffered light injuries. It just sounds awful.
Although interesting that's on the front page of the Daily Mail. I would have thought they would have gone because we can now talk about the Lee Rigby case, can't we? Because the gentleman have been found guilty of it. You would have thought that would have been a bigger front page for the Daily Mail.
This is newer news, though, isn't it?
Well, it's new. I suppose what they're doing is it is newer news. But I would suggest that the Lee Rigby killers, Adebowale and Adebolaja, I would think it's odd they've got very, very similar names.
Well,
but you would have thought that would have been a bigger.
Well, further
bigger
in, from page 6 onwards, let's see how many pages we've got. 4.
They've got it in there, have they?
Yeah.
There's Talisa is going to court, and she's. They're saying here in the Sun that she's adopted.
Done a Nigella.
She's done a Nigella. Nigella, when she went into court last week, was strode tall, erect, was confident, dressed in black, looked beautiful, looked stunning, but sedate, looked like a powerful woman in control of the situation. The Sun are suggesting Talisa has done the same thing. Just looks a bit chavvy. Just looks a little bit chavvy there, I think. Does not quite pulled it off.
She's trying to do dignified, but everyone scrubs up for court, don't they?
Well, not
Sometimes you see them and you think, really? You're wearing that sweatshirt?
One of the most fun things you can do, dear listener, is go and sit in court, either like a Crown Court. Can you sit in Crown Court? You can sit in the big ones.
I can. You can't.
No, I think...
You can go in the public gallery.
You can go in the public gallery, or just your local magistrate's court, which you're allowed to go in.
Depends.
No, you are. I think sometimes you get asked to leave, but I had to go, was it last year, 2 years ago? My mum had some stuff nicked off her, so we went to magistrate's court. Got there at 9:30 in the morning. Weren't seen until 5 o'clock in the evening. So we just sat in court and watched people getting points on their licence, getting fines, and no one made an effort. I was there in a suit. My mum had scrubbed up, and no one else had made an effort. They're in like jeans and t-shirt, and it's very exciting because if you're the one that's being prosecuted, you're in like a glass booth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're in a glass booth, but the door's open so you can come and go. And magistrates come back and they make their decision. Now, when the magistrates come back, if you're going to go to prison, they shut the door of the glass booth, and you can see the person inside going, "Oh no!" and then they get let out a secret back door.
Terrifying.
It is terrible. I think everyone should go and sit in court for a day and watch it, because it scared the life out of me.
Also, as a sort of rookie reporter, I used to get to do the courts quite a lot, and it humanises a lot of news stories.
Yep, yep.
You think you know what this person's going to be like. Everyone has a theory about such and such a murder. When you see a kid in the dock and you realise this is the person who did such a terrible thing, you realise that they are human.
Have you ever done jury service?
No, because they called me when I was very pregnant.
Oh, that was your
so they
get
let
out.
me off.
Why do people not want to do jury service? I would do it. Like, my sister sent me a text last week. Oh no, I've been called up for jury service. I'd love to do it.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't was I thought I might go into labour. Which I think is a reasonable thing.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Anything else in the papers?
Let's see. Let's have a look. Yeah, of course, there's plenty. Apparently,
of course, there's plenty.
They're thick. Prince William calls Kate babykins, or did when they were dating. Probably doesn't anymore. How long have they been married?
Yeah, that wears off. What do you call your fella? You got any name? Any that you can say on the radio?
Not really.
We used to have loads.
He calls me. He used to call me Treacle.
Oh, for
It's a bit common.
Is he Pete Beale from EastEnders?
A little bit.
All right, toy call that princess.
He did it in an ironic fashion, but it's stuck.
Yeah.
Monkey is another one.
Monkey. I used to call my wife Punk. Hello, Punk.
Did you punch her on the shoulder as you said that to her?
Not very often. That didn't last long. Punk.
Just have to say, Ian's wife's quite well spoken and nice, and you called her Punk.
Yeah. Hang on. The implication there is that I'm not.
Well, comparatively, there's always one that's posher. I'm the posher one in our relationship.
Oh
believe
my
it or not.
gosh, that's awful.
Yeah, you're not the posh one, are you? You're from the wrong side of the tracks.
I am literally from the wrong side. H-bomb, I used to call her. What other thing? What? We go. 08459 455 555. What nicknames have you got for your?
The Americans do it better, don't they? Snookums and Pookie.
Oh,
and all
I
that.
hate all that stuff. They're too slick. The Americans.
Why do we infantilise each other?
I've always thought it odd that that we used baby. We use the word baby when we're involved in particularly adult situations. Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Stop it! I don't want to hear that.
Baby. What was that, Kelly?
It's time for travel and
You've never.
weather and news.
It's 6:45. Bang on. You've never once popped in my ear and said.
It's because she was stomach was turning, same as mine.
Unbelievable.
Travel news for beds, cards, and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The M25 anti-clockwise is heavy going now between junction 25 for Enfield and 24 for Potters Bar through the roadworks. The A5 is really struggling on the sensors. That's in both directions around Dunstable, especially on the southbound after you join from Luton Road. Public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alice?
Yes.
Now, this is mine. I can probably get lower than that.
That's pretty impressive.
It's not bad, is it? What's your low noise?
Well, I was thinking about this. It's difficult because you've gone for a bar noise.
Okay.
I don't know what noise so I might go for a bar as well.
You go for whatever you feel comfortable with, Alice.
Okay. Bar. Was that low?
Probably best we never. Yeah, that makes it worse. Probably best we never mention this again, Alice.
Okay, let's do that.
Thank you very much indeed. Right, 6:46. It's Friday, the 20th of December. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A decision on plans to expand Luton Airport will be made today. A woman from Hertfordshire fears she'll be made homeless when she's discharged from hospital on Christmas Eve. And in football, Cardiff manager Malky Mackay has been told by owner Vincent Tan to resign or he will be sacked. 08459 455 555. Open house today, anything goes. You can even turn up at the studio and pop in for a few minutes if you so desire. But before we do anything else, let's get the weather with Georgina.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. A bit of a chilly start, and the Met Office have got a yellow warning in place for parts of Beds, Hearts and Bucks. That's until 10 o'clock this morning. That's telling us to beware of untreated or ice on untreated surfaces. So today, a largely dry day, bright and breezy, but with cloud thickening from the west later on, with temperatures reaching 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. Tonight we have outbreaks of rain moving in from the west. They're going to be heavy and persistent at times, with winds strengthening as well, but quite a mild night temperature-wise. In fact, fact, we could reach our highs through the night. Tomorrow, a cloudy and windy day with persistent rain, which will be heavy locally at times, perhaps even thundery with some hail mixed in. That clears eastwards in the afternoon and is followed by blustery showers from the west later, with temperatures reaching 10 degrees Celsius. Sunday, a bit of an icy start to the day, so possibly some ground frost as well. A windy day, cold, fairly sunny at times, but also with some blustery showers. Monday, a bright start, becoming wet and windy later on. Christmas Eve, a wet and very windy start to the day, but brighter later. And it looks like it's going to be a wet Christmas with the possibility of some wintry showers. That's your latest forecast.
Have a wonderful Christmas on BBC One.
I've never been one for the boisterous Christmas party. I'd rather sit in my festive onesie playing games like Guess the Christmas TV programme. So here's a clue for you. I'm going down the square to enjoy a swift Dame Edna Everage in the Wormwood Scrub. Easy. OK, this one's about a 900-year-old man, even older than me, who travels extensively. Yowzers! All right, nuns on bikes, nurses on bikes, nuns who are nurses on bikes. Steady?
If Claudia's clues left you in the dark, see the full BBC One Christmas schedule online, including EastEnders, Doctor Who and Call the Midwife. Search online for BBC One Christmas.
On Facebook, there's a picture of myself and Kelly Betts in our Christmas jumpers. I've also retweeted Alice Glossop, Travel, in her Christmas jumper, looking fantastic.
Oh, I want one.
Lots of people being a bit rude about me on Facebook. I guess they're joking. Sean Taylor, nice photo. Shame you're in it, Iain. Well, actually, you put the word sham, so who's the Muppet there? Steve says Kelly Betts fit. Jesmond says happy Christmas to the crew and well done to the crew for putting up with Iain Lee for a year. Don't have a crew, we're not Hart, and your name is Jesmond.
It's been longer than a year.
And yeah, Anne-Marie says one of my children at preschool started singing Christmas time, la 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 la, Christmas time, la 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 la. Justin
You
Dealey
can't help but do it without smiling
it's
and
just
bouncing a bit.
Such a happy tune.
I'm just so happy about
Justin's busy this morning. Justin has been out, hasn't he? And played that song to people
Yes.
to get their reaction to it. So we'll hear that. Looking forward to getting some good feedback and a few comps. We've also sent him out to meet Dennis in Dunstable. So that's going to be fun. If you want to turn up at the studio today, you can do. Just come to Google it. I'm not giving you the address. Google it. BBC Three Counties Radio. We're in Luton. Turn up, knock on the door, and you can pop in for a few minutes. Or you can give us a call about anything you want.
And if you have, like, any instruments or some sort of talent to bring...
Definitely bring the talent.
Definitely bring the talent.
Yeah.
We're lacking that this morning.
Very much. Everybody. Now, Kelly Betts.
Yes.
We'll plug your Christmas show a little bit later on. But BBC Introducing, it's presented by Garth Floyd.
Yep.
Gary Floyd. And what is it? I've never actually got round to listening to it.
Haven't you really?
No.
I'm disgusted. It's a show dedicated to the musicians in Beds, Hearts and Bucks.
Okay, yeah.
And they're really good. They're really good.
Just speed it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And each week on the... Stop doing that hand signal to... This is Chili.
We're on a long road. You're a big shot. Can't get off. Wanna let go and I don't know the way to tell me all I know. We were dancing in the parking lot. The world was spinning, but my heart don't stop. And I swore this time I wasn't gonna let you in. But you stole my gaze with your mysterious eyes, and you stopped me talking with a kiss in disguise. And it's that fast-moving, reckless kind of love that was my weakness. Is better than when you're 16, up in your room with a vinyl
Be honest, some of the stuff we play in this slot is absolute tosh, but this is pretty good.
Firstly, oi. Secondly, yeah, this is really good.
Listen to this guitar. This is a bit like ZZ Top, isn't it?
She's 17. What? Just turned 17. Wow. Yes. From Amersham.
I can tell. I'm getting the Amersham vibe from this.
She played acoustically on Introducing on Saturday. If you want to have a listen again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's going to be a bit annoyed though, isn't she?
Yes. You stole my sound, girl. You stole my sound. I'm going to come over to Amersham. I'm going to shoot you up. You stole my sound.
Is that how she talks?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So, where can we find out more about her and tell us a bit more about BBC Introducing,
Kelly?
Well,
thanks very much. BBC Introducing is dedicated to the unsigned and upcoming musicians of the 3 counties, and you can hear a show every Saturday night from 8 o'clock about it. They come in, they perform, sometimes acoustic, sometimes full band session, sometimes they come in like, here's my track.
I tell you what, let's stop bigging up Gary Floyd.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's big up Kelly Betts.
Oh.
It's the must listen to radio show this Christmas.
Yes.
The Kelly Betts Show.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
It's all about the introducing acts coming in and performing covers of the bands that inspired them. So we look at the Beatles and how they influenced musicians of today. Elvis, Peggy Lee, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
What Peggy Lee song are they doing?
They don't do a cover, but that's one that we talk about
lovely,
in
good.
depth.
Oh.
We've got some really good ones. We've got Jackson 5 cover, U2, The Cure.
What about the good ones?
They are the good ones.
Ooh. When's it on?
Not telling you.
No.
Okay, it's on. I suppose I have to.
Don't spite me. This is for the listener.
It's on Boxing Day, 6 till 7, and
in the evening.
PM. Yes. And New Year's Eve Day, 3 till 4.
So New Year's Eve.
And yes.
You don't put New Year. You save the word day for New Year's Day. New Year's Eve Day is just
New Year's Eve Day.
No.
Oh no, New Year's Eve.
Excellent. So the reason that we're doing this deepest voice competition is because of this. Way on down. That's not bad. Now you're getting there.
Thanks.
Way on down. That's just embarrassing. 08459 455 555. Phone up and do the lowest noise. Justin Dealey is out collecting your lowest... Dealey's going to be all over the shop today. He's going to be all over the shop. He's collecting your lowest noises. He's also been playing the Christmas time La 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 song to you, and we've sent him to meet Dennis in Dunstable as well. If you want to turn up this morning, you can do. I'm already slightly regretting this. No one may turn up, in which case it's fine. Just come to BBC 3 Counties in Luton, knock on the door, and we'll send Kelly Betts along to let you in. You can come and hang out in the studio for a little bit.
I'll tell you what we need for the lowest noise.
Yes.
A Welshman.
So?
They can do them.
They do, do they?
And what, the Vauxhall Male Voice Choir, also great sets of pipes. Can they do a low note?
Let's find out. Call me now.
Call me now.
08459 455 555. It's the last day of term, pretty much. So kind of anything goes. Don't worry. Next week, Justin Dealey will be looking after you. Oh, and on Boxing Day, Jonathan Vernon-Smith and myself, the festive face-off. It's becoming a Christmas tradition. We did one last year, we did one this year. Probably the last one. It's becoming a Christmas tradition. And that'll be on Boxing Day at some point. Any idea what time?
I think it's 10.
In the morning?
In the morning.
Prime slot. The prime slot, dear listener. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, let's get the travel news. She's in her Christmas jumper. It's Alice Glossop.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
If there's anything that helps travel, it's a Christmas jumper. On the M25, anti-clockwise, things heavy going between 25 for Enfield and 24 for Potters Bar. Bricket Wood struggling now on the North Orbital. That's at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. And on the sensors, the A505 Luton bound struggling a little bit. During the A1M at junction 8 for Stevenage is also a little slow on the Hitchin Road. Public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alice, thank you very much indeed. Sorry, what?
Face-off's at 9, not 10.
Thank you. Oh,
10's too late, 9.
9 is the prime. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. 08459 455 555. The plans for Luton's expansion will be, decided today. Luton Airport. What do you think? Is it a good idea? It'll be great for the town, wouldn't it? Are these people who are upset by it just whinging, or do they have a really good point? We'll take your calls after the news with Jane Killick.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7 o'clock. I'm Jane Killick. The headlines: decision on the expansion of Luton Airport today. Ceiling collapse at a theatre in London injures 70, and Hertfordshire woman will be homeless when she's discharged from hospital.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Plans to increase the capacity of Luton Airport from 12 million passengers a year to 18 million goes before councillors this morning. Campaigners say it will create an unacceptable volume of air traffic in the future. Andrew Lambourne from Hertfordshire Against Luton Airport says it's wrong that Luton Borough Council is making the decision when it's a shareholder in the airport.
Herts County Council in particular, through the efforts of Councillor Richard Thake, has put a lot of pressure on the local council and indeed has communicated with the Secretary of State to say, look, you are a shareholder in this airport. It's not an unbiased, independent decision. It needs to be called this in for independent scrutiny.
Investigators are trying to establish what caused the ceiling of a London theatre to collapse last night, injuring more than 70 people, 7 of them seriously. A large section of ornate plasterwork at the Apollo at the West End fell onto the audience during a production of The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time. A woman from Hemel Hempstead fears she'll be made homeless when she's discharged from hospital on Christmas Eve. Katrina Martin had to give up her flat when the landlord's company went bust. Her husband Richard is being helped by homeless charity Dens. Their manager, Paul Latimer, says the situation is having a toll on the couple.
I see Richard, who goes to the hospital on a regular basis. He travels to the hospital daily, and coming back, he is under an immense pressure, very, very emotional, and all he wants to do is to be with his wife at Christmas to support her, so they can support each other, to be quite honest.
MPs say up to 1.5 million people in the UK could be addicted to prescription drugs, and the problem needs to be tackled urgently. The Home Affairs Committee suggests GP surgeries should start collecting anonymous data on patients who may be affected. 2 men who robbed the post office and petrol station at Clifton in Bedfordshire will be sentenced today. 41-year-old Stuart Battams and 39-year-old Manny Buckland from Tempsford have already pleaded guilty to carrying out the raids on Maybank holiday. Attendant Rasika Yakanwala, who struggled with one of the robbers at Clifton filling station, says it's left her frightened for her safety.
I didn't work several days, and still I don't work during the night. Yes, I always work during the daytimes now.
In football, Cardiff manager Malky Mackay has been told by owner Vincent Tan to resign or he will be sacked. In an explosive letter, the BBC understands Tan listed his grievances with the former Watford manager. The weather, a cold, crisp and clear start to a fine day with plenty of sunshine, but clouding over and turning windy late this afternoon. Today's high is 10 Celsius. And get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3counties.
BBC Three Counties Radio's big tour of beds, hearts and bucks.
Nice, friendly town, slightly old-fashioned, but, nice atmosphere, safe place to be.
All this week in Buckingham.
Well, it looks like a historic town. Not too alive, but quite all right.
Buckingham is a real nice, friendly town.
The big tour of beds, hearts and bucks. All this week in Buckingham. BBC Three Counties Radio.
This is Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. It's all rather festive here this morning to celebrate the fact that we don't have much later on in the show, shall we say. We're a little bit light, a little bit news light later on. If you turn up at BBC Three Counties Radio and say the magic word, you can come and sit in the studio for a little bit and have a chat. How's about that? You can also give us a call about anything you want, but some things you may want to talk about include a decision will finally be made on plans to expand Luton Airport. They've been rumbling away for years. There's plenty of local opposition, and the council with the power to approve the project is also a shareholder in the airport. I wonder. Incredible story about a Hertfordshire cancer patient who fears that she'll be homeless when she leaves hospital on Christmas Eve. Her husband's been living in a shelter while she's been in the L&D. The trouble is, they don't take couples. We're also doing a load of nonsense. Who can make the silliest note? And the lowest note? And if you just want to turn up this morning, well, for goodness sakes, you can. Facebook.com/BBC3CR. You can send me a text, 81333, start your text 3CR, or you can give me a call, 08459 455 555.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Now, we've been talking about this for ages. It's been rumbling away for years, but today Luton Borough Council will finally decide whether to approve plans to expand London Luton Airport. There's some really strong local opposition to the project, and many feel it's unfair that the Borough Council has such a great say when they stand to profit as shareholders in the airport. But it's also fair to say there is a strong body of opinion that thinks expansion would bring huge economic benefits. I'd love to get your point of view on this morning. 08459 455 555. Are you for or against? I'm joined now by David Tooley from the Bedfordshire Federation of Small Businesses. Now, David, you're a supporter of the plan.
Indeed. The Federation of Small Businesses branch in Bedfordshire.
Thank you very much.
Represents 2,000 businesses across the county, and we broadly support.
Why do you think it's a good idea to expand the airport?
Well, if you look at Luton economically, there's a charity in Luton called Level Trust, which works to actually put shoes on the feet of some children who go to schools in Luton. Luton needs great economic help. And there's a phrase in business which says, if you've got a lemon, squeeze the lemon. So we've got to make as much as we can of what's going on at the airport.
So businesses would benefit. How will the common man and woman benefit from the expansion of the airport, do you think?
Well, the common man and woman can benefit in all sorts of ways from having the airport nearby. If you are, for example, running a business, you can. There's a condition in the planning document, and there's hundreds of pages in the planning document. And what they're saying is they want to use reasonable endeavours to get business down to a local level. So if you're kind of running a small business, you might have an opportunity to bid for contracts there. There's also the kind of benefits that I have. I live in a village close to the airport, underneath the flight path, and I think there's a great benefit in being close to the airport, so you can whiz off to Edinburgh to see friends and use it as a great amenity.
You say you live close to the airport. One of the complaints we've heard from people against it, the increased noise and the increased traffic will make their life almost unbearable. Do you obviously disagree with that?
I do, yes. I mean, there is a noise issue that the airport is very much aware of, and as a responsible business, it's got to be aware of that. And there are things that they are trying to do, like changing the flight path route into the airport and out of the airport, and also to, reduce the environmental impact of that. And as a responsible business, that's got to be a good thing.
Luton possibly will benefit, but the wider areas into Hertfordshire that will be affected by the noise and the traffic, they won't necessarily see any of the rewards, will they?
Well, yes. I mean, the airport has a great economic benefit for the whole of the east of England. There are companies that base themselves to be in close proximity to the airport, and there are companies that are based in sort of Hemel Hempstead and all over the patch, as far as Milton Keynes, Bedford, whatever that are here, primarily, not say exclusively, but because they're close to the airport.
Why do you think that people are making such a big fuss about the airport in terms of protesting against it and things like that?
Well, it's their democratic right to do so. So it's perfectly, reasonable that people have an opposing view and they put it forward to the local authority.
One of the things that's been raised is that some people are upset that the borough council, who are set to profit from any expansion, they're the ones making the decision. That does seem a little bit unfair, doesn't it?
Well, it's certainly kind of on the face of it looks like that way. But I used to be on the planning authority of another local authority, a councillor. And as a councillor on a planning authority, you've got to act in a quasi-judicial way. So you've got to act within the law and make decisions based on planning law. So that's what they've got to do.
They've called the meeting today, kind of short notice, very near Christmas, the Friday before Christmas. Not everybody will be able to make it. Again, is that particularly fair, do you think?
They've got to make a decision sometime. And, if they held it at 7 o'clock tonight, I think there's something like 70 speakers lined up to have their say.
Gosh.
So, if you give them all 5 minutes, people to have their say, and then an agenda of 300-odd pages or whatever it is, then you'll never get the meeting finished before midnight.
But you genuinely believe that the expansion of the airport will create jobs and bring money into the local economy?
Yes.
And you're confident that will be the case?
Absolutely.
And the people that are trying to stop it, if they do stop it, could that be damaging for Luton?
The airport will still be there. So, unless you take the airport away, there would be an argument, I guess, that if you don't let a business develop and grow, then it becomes something that stultifies and dies in time. So, allowing a business to develop, to take advantage of its various markets, is an important thing to consider.
Isn't there also the thing as well about the people that are complaining about the noise? If you live near an airport, I know some people moved there before the airport was built, but if you've moved into the region where there's an airport, you expect noise, and I would assume you would expect that noise to increase over time and more traffic to be there. So these people that are complaining about the potential increase in noise, do they really have a right to be so upset?
Well, they have a right to have their say, but a business, if you've got a planning situation as well, legally the planning authority is obliged to take its views into consideration. So it's residents' views and businesses' views have got to be made balanced out. And if you look at the planning conditions that are put in the planning documents, I think they do reach a reasonable balance. The airport's got to work to reduce the impact of individual aircraft noise and overall noise, and that's got to be monitored, of course. And groups like you've had one today, Hale, and I think there's another one called Lardacan. They are very good at keeping an eye on the airport, as is the consultative committee, and that's only right, isn't it? But you've got to allow, in a democratic society, businesses to have their right to put forward plans to develop as well. And I think it's reasonable. The council's come up with a reasonable set of conditions, which, in fact, in terms of businesses, does include a commitment to take reasonable steps to make sure that the airport does contract out business to local suppliers, and to make sure that that people are employed locally. So that's an important step as well, and that's all because of the democratic process. People sort of having their say.
Yeah. David, I appreciate your time this morning. Are you all set for Christmas? Are you ready?
I am, yes.
Have you got all your presents?
I've nearly got all my presents.
Nearly?
Nearly.
It's next week, man, for goodness sakes.
Well, tomorrow's Saturday.
OK.
And tomorrow's the big buying day.
I'm not going anywhere near a high street for the next week. I'm sorry, all you shops and stuff. It's going to be just hellish out there, isn't it?
I made the mistake of going in a Tesco on Christmas Eve once, and
it's the worst.
Never again, mate.
I did 5 years ago. I did a Christmas Eve shopping on Oxford Street in London. Oh man, I learnt my lesson. My fingers were burnt. David, I appreciate you coming in. Have a great Christmas. Thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555. Your thoughts and your views on the expansion of Luton Airport. Do you agree with David that it's going to be a great thing for the local area? It's going to be great for business, and it's going to help. Or are you against it? Do you think, no, please, no more? 08459 455 555. Julian's in Milton Keynes. Good morning, Julian.
Morning.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Are you excited?
I am very excited.
What have you got planned for Christmas, Julian?
Just family things. Just going to be spending time with the family. Going to be having a few meals together.
Are there any young children in your family?
There are 3.
How old are they?
One is 7.
Yep.
One's 13.
Oh.
And one is 15.
Oh, okay. Is the 7-year-old still a believer?
She is a believer.
There you go. That's what it takes. I've got 2 boys. They'll be 4 and 2 soon. And having the believers in the family, parents know what I'm talking about here. Having believers in the family, it just makes it all magical again, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Julian, listen, this morning we're trying to find who can make the lowest noise. You sound like you've got quite a deep voice already.
Yeah.
Can you see if you can beat this? Hang on, here we go. Hang on, I've got to assume the position. I'm getting lower. Can you beat that? It's not.
Close.
It's close, but I would. The steward's inquiry. What do you think? It's not quite, is it?
He's a semitone higher than you, I think.
You're a little bit higher, Julian.
Just a little bit.
Anything else you want to say, boss?
Well, I'd just like to say Merry Christmas to Catherine and Kelly Betts as well.
Oh, thanks, Julian.
Thanks, Julian.
We were getting on so well, Julian, and you had to go and spoil it at the last hurdle. Have a lovely Christmas, Julian.
And you.
Take care, ta-ta. I'm feeling all Christmassy now. It's the Christmas jumper, it's Kelly's excellent Christmas jumper, it's Catherine just wearing a sort of paisley shirt.
No, this is Nordic.
Oh, hello, Nordic.
It's Christmas
time. La, 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 la,
All right, okay, that's
Christmas time. I'm really excited. I can tell you some of the things that Father Christmas has got for my boys. They're obsessed with Toy Story, as most children are, and they hadn't realised that you can actually buy the toys of Toy Story until they went to a party recently. So, the eldest has got Buzz, the youngest has got Woody, and then Catherine excellently helped me come up with an idea, because Mum's not very well, I get the presents from her for the kids. What have we got? What's my mum buying them, Catherine?
Buzz and Woody outfits.
Oh, they're going to dress up as the toys that they're going to get. So they'll get the toys, then they get to dress up as the toys. Yeah. It's going to be the best Christmas presents.
Shall I burst your bubble?
Go on.
We've had a grumpy email.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Who's this from?
Sue in Leighton.
Yes.
Can you please stop the horrible singing and not play rubbish Paul McCartney songs? Thanks. I'll listen to another station if the programme stays that bad.
Well, you can tune to Heart and maybe tune back in 2 weeks' time, because that's all we're going to be doing all morning. Thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555. It's an open door, almost literally. If you turn up at the BBC Three Counties Radio studios here in Luton, people upstairs will be hating me for this, I don't care, and knock on the door, if you want to come in the studio and hang out for a little bit, you're more than welcome to.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Things looking really slow in Harpenden at the moment. That's on the High Street in both directions around Station Road. In Bricketwood, the North Orbital heavy at the M25 junction 21A roundabout. And then the M25 itself is heavy going anti-clockwise between 25 for Enfield and 24 for Potters Bar. Public transport looking good with no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alice, thank you very much indeed. If you want to see a picture of what Alice looks like in her festive jumper, if you follow me on Twitter at Iain Lee, IAINLEE, you'll get to see her. Now it's 7:16. It's Friday, the 20th of December. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Plans to expand Luton Airport look set to be approved today. An investigation is underway into the collapse of the ceiling at a theatre in London last night. In football, Watford begin life under new manager Giuseppe Sannino tomorrow as the Hornets head to Ipswich in the Championship. The weather dry and sunny today, turning very, very windy with rain overnight. 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio. Every weekday from 12, Nick Coffer brings you...
Going from the Saint to Bond was rather like a diamond being put into a much more expensive, intricate setting.
I believe women have affairs because they seek love and affirmation. So, my marriage went wrong and I had an affair, but I would not have done that had I not been unhappy, I think.
I left school wanting to be a magician, but my mother wouldn't let me because my Auntie Maureen was in show business and she was a naughty lady.
Nick Coffer, weekdays from 12 on BBC Three Counties Radio.
Jay, near Chesham. Jay's on the line. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning.
Jay, what would you like to say this morning? It's a free house, open house. Anyone can call in about anything they want today.
Okay, I phoned up the other morning and spoke to yourself regarding me assaulting the traffic warden.
You assaulting the traffic warden? Remind us what happened.
My bike. I parked my bike in Bedford Town Centre. I got a ticket on Sunday morning, and got a ticket. I was quite annoyed, and I kind of like palmed the ticket into his chest, and I got charged for assaulting him.
Yes.
Through that. Now I was in rent arrears. I've been paying it off, and I forgot to pay the actual fine.
Oh, Jay.
And subsequently, the bailiffs now turned around from £80 120.
Yes.
To 420. Now he's going to get a locksmith at some point this morning and enter my property while I'm at work.
Oh, blimey.
And take my goods to the value of.
Well, you should have paid the fine, you silly sausage.
Yeah, I should have paid it, and I was in rent arrears, so I thought rent arrears roof above my head.
Yeah.
You know, as you do. So, but they're not actually listening. They won't come to any kind of agreement. I went back to the courts yesterday in Bedford and asked them, and they said unless it's transferred back from that company back to the courts, they can't actually do anything.
So what are you going to do then? You're going to have to pay it, aren't you?
I'm going to have to pay it anyway. I didn't dispute that I've got to pay it. It's the fact of the way they're going around it. You know, it's like daylight robbery.
Well, but that's what bailiffs do, don't they? Is they have to charge. And I can see Jonathan Vernon-Smith, and maybe if Jonathan can hear me, he might pop in a bit because he knows his shizzle when it comes to bailiffs. But that's what bailiffs do. Is they pump up the price so that they get their cut, don't they?
Yeah, that's fair enough because everybody's got to do a job. But it's not fair if you're saying, look, I've been paying rent arrears off.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, I've got to have a roof above my head. If I haven't got a roof above my head, I can't go to work.
No.
I can't wash and clean. I can't do anything, eat.
Jay, it sounds like your life is very slowly spiralling out of control. What with assault and bailiffs and rent arrears, what on earth is going on with you, man?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not too sure.
OK, well, you need to calm down. Excellent, thank you. Look, the voice of reason and the expert, Jonathan Vernon-Smith, has popped into the studio. Thank you, Jonathan.
Good morning.
Do you fancy working a little bit of overtime?
I was going to say, I've only just arrived.
You can have a posh chocolate as a thank you. Jay is on the line. Now, Jay's been a naughty boy.
Right.
He got a parking ticket.
Mm-hmm.
He assaulted the traffic warden at the same time.
That was a stupid thing to do, wasn't it?
Very, very stupid. He's been in a rent arrears, so he didn't pay the parking fine.
Mm-hmm. Was this a private parking fine or a parking fine from the council?
From the council.
Oh dear.
Yes, exactly. So the fine's gone up from I think £120. Now bailiffs are involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone to over £400. Is he stuffed?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. You need to try and find a way of paying their bill. Have you spoken to them, Jay?
I did speak to them, and they was reluctant to come to any kind of pay plan, which I was annoyed about because we have actually got the money to pay them.
You have,
but they won't come. But not all of it. You know, I said to them, I can't give you £300 what I'm going to be earning in a week and give to you, especially at this time of the year.
Now, Jay said that the bailiffs were threatening to come in and saw through the locks and go and enter his property. Are they allowed to do that?
Well, it depends, really. It depends whether they have an order from the court to be able to do that. Do you know if have they taken you to court yet?
I'm not too sure. They said it's a distress warrant or something.
Right. Well, if they have sought the right legal action, then they can indeed come into your property. Depends. Are we talking about bailiffs or are we talking about High Court enforcement officers here?
I'm sure they're just bailiffs.
Right. Well, I mean, my advice would be to you, if you've not got the money to pay them, and if you have no means of paying them, then I would certainly not go opening the front door, and I would keep all of your doors locked and your windows shut, because if you allow them a way of entering your property, then once they're in, chances are they will be able to start seizing your goods.
Jay, it sounds like you need to. Your life is spiralling out of control. You need to get a grip, Jay.
I know.
See if you can get the money together to pay this. Beg and borrow from your friends and family if you have to. Pay it off, I would suggest, and then just try 2014. Stop assaulting people. Stop parking where you're not meant to park, and just try and get back on top of things.
This problem's not going to go away, Jay. If it's gone this far, it's not going to go away. It's just going to get worse and more expensive. So if you can find any way of getting that money together and just settling that bill and starting next year afresh, I think that would be advisable.
Jay, best of luck. Give us a call in the new year. Let us know what happens.
I will do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Sorry to get you in like that.
It's all right.
I just saw has a question about bailiffs. I thought, oh, blimey, I'm out of my depth here. Whereas I know that you deal with this stuff every day.
Yeah.
On the Consumer Hour, of course.
When it's gone that far.
Yes. It's in trouble.
You know,
oh, that face you're pulling's not good.
No.
Do you want a posh chocolate?
No, thanks.
Oh, they're from the boss. If you don't have one, that means you don't like the boss.
Well, I'll have one later.
Did you get any chocolates from the boss?
No, I didn't. I'm just looking at that thinking I didn't get any.
How marvellous.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for popping in. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
See you in about an hour. Ta-ta. 08459 455 555. That's how we roll here. Now, a Hertfordshire woman fears she'll be homeless when she leaves hospital on Christmas Eve. Katrina and Richard Martin. By the way, just to say, but if you want to hear more stuff like that, Jonathan Vernon-Smith does that every morning between 11 and 12 in the Consumer Hour, so it's well worth a listen. Katrina and Richard Martin lost their flat in Hemel when their landlord's company went bust. Karen's been recovering from extensive reconstructive surgery after being treated for cancer. And while she's been in the L&D, her husband's been staying at a shelter run by Hemel homeless charity Dens. Trouble is, singles only. Well, Richard Martin joins me on the line now. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
It's not a brilliant situation. How did you... Tell us how this happened. It was a chain of events, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an unfortunate chain of events. I was, unfortunately, they found I had a lump in my left-hand lung a few months ago, and so I had to go to Harefield Hospital and had to have that lump removed. It was at that particular time that the landlord decided that he wanted the keys back to the flat because he didn't want DHSS in the flat, so we ended up losing it through ill health. And then, obviously, when I came out of Harefield, we approached the council for helping us to get housed, and we've just been fobbed off ever since, and bless my poor wife has now been diagnosed having head and neck cancer. She's done a brilliant job over in Luton and Dunstable Hospital, so it's a big thank you to those guys for all the hard work that they've done.
How is she? Is she kind of coming through the other side of the cancer?
Yes, she's had her operation and she's doing really, really well.
Good for her.
Hopefully she will be getting released for Christmas Eve, but then she'll be going back into sofa surfing, which is not ideal. Now,
listen, without going into too much detail, I've got a member of my family that's about to start treatment for cancer, and I know just how stressful it can be under normal situations to go through that treatment. How has being homeless affected Katrina while she's having her treatment?
It's affected her confidence and also mine as well. My confidence in Hertfordshire County Council, who have just fobbed us off at every opportunity to not house us. They moved us, they diverted us onto the referred list. They've done absolutely everything they can just not to help.
Do they not?
Of course, it's going to upset her.
Do they not have a responsibility to put you in B&B or something like that?
They did to start with until the new point system came up, and then they just deferred us because they deemed us as in making ourselves intentionally homeless, which is not the case. We didn't do that.
Why do they think that you made yourself intentionally homeless?
Well, that was just because of, unfortunately, my partner was pressurised into handing keys back to private landlords, which is a different story. But that isn't the issue here. The issue is it's Hertfordshire County Council's inability to house vulnerable people or people that need to be together at this particular time of year, and especially medical cases like ours.
Why won't private landlords take you on? Is it because you're on housing benefit?
Yeah, lots of people that are on housing benefits. If you were to look in the local papers, Herald and Post, the Express, all those kind of ones, a lot of the private landlords are no DHSS. It's single person. Say it's like £300 rent. That you have to find that £300 to start with as a deposit. They need that £300 as a deposit. So then you've got £300 on top of that as the first month's rent. So that's £600 you need to find. And if you're on, unfortunately, like we are, the social where you only get a certain amount of money, you can't just find £300 out of thin air.
What's Christmas going to be like for you and Katrina, Richard?
Stressful, obviously, but hopefully if wherever she's going to be, members of family and friends and that lot, I'll be with her so we can try and make it the best kind of Christmas that we can.
Richard, I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for your time. Keep in touch with us and let us know how it goes. That's Richard Martin. There's a big statement from Dacorum Borough Council. We have every sympathy with Mr and Mrs Martin and have advised them on their housing options in their difficult situation. As a local housing authority, it's our duty to provide free advice. 08459 455 555 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. Don't forget, you can call us about anything today. Open house. We're calling it open house. Call us about anything you want. And also, if you want to turn up to the studio this morning and meet myself, meet Catherine Boyle, meet Kelly Betts.
Hello. Hello.
That's them. Then you can. Just turn up, BBC Three Counties Radio. We're in Luton. Knock on the door and you can come in. Don't touch us. 08459 455 555. Let's get the travel news now. Here's Alice.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The M25 anti-clockwise, a little bit busy at junction 16 for the M40, but generally much quieter than normal today. In Bricketwood, the North Orbital is still slow at the M25 junction 21A roundabout though. In Olney, Western Road heading south is slow at Spring Lane, and the A10 southbound past Buntingford on the sensors looking very slow after London Road. Public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 7:30. I'm Jane Killick. Plans to expand Luton Airport are likely to be approved by councillors this morning. It would increase capacity from 12 to 18 million passengers a year. An investigation is underway into the collapse of the ceiling at a theatre in London last night. Pieces of masonry fell onto the audience, injuring more than 75 people. A woman from Hemel Hempstead could become homeless when she's discharged from hospital on Christmas Eve. Katrina Martin had to give up her flat when her landlord's company went bust. The weather, a fine day with plenty of sunshine, but clouding over and becoming windy late today with a high of 10 Celsius. On to sport. And in football, Cardiff City owner Vincent Tan has given his club's manager, Malky Mackay, an ultimatum: resign or be sacked. Former England manager Graham Taylor worked with Mackay at Watford and doesn't believe Tan has the knowledge about football to make such a decision.
What has come out just recently, a list of things that you get wrong. So who is Tan to know these things? Yes, from an ownership point of view, from a financial point of view, yes, of course he has some knowledge. But, you know, in terms of situation from a football point of view, what does he know about the game? What does he know about professional football?
Meanwhile, Watford begin life under new manager Giuseppe Sagno tomorrow as the Hornets head to Ipswich in the Championship. Club captain Manuel Almunia says the new manager likes discipline and hard work.
As far as I have seen, is a manager with a lot of character who will make us work very, very hard, being very disciplined. And I think he's a good manager. And at the moment, he didn't want to change many things, just to keep everything the same.
In League One, MK Dons host Port Vale and Stevenage take on Sheffield United. Wickham are at Northampton in League Two. Luton Town return to conference action tomorrow as Gateshead visit Kenilworth Road. Manager John Still says there's great competition for places as the senior players return to the team following the FA Trophy win last weekend.
It gives people a little bit of rest, particularly the ones that may have, had slight knocks and things like that. And you know what else it does? Makes them realise how well they've got to play, because if they don't, the people behind them are playing well enough to take their place. So that's quite encouraging as well.
BBC Three Counties News and Sport. I'll be back with a full bulletin at 8.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio. Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Open house today. You can give us a call about anything you want. If you just want to phone up and have a chat or have a whinge, we had someone phoning up about bailiffs. Give us a call about whatever you want. You can also pop down to the studio this morning as well. We're at BBC Three Counties Radio. We're in Luton. Google it. Come along, knock on the door, and you can pop in for a little bit if you want and say hello. Why not? 08459 455 555. J-Dog is out and about on the streets as well. We'll get him on the air as soon as we can. He's busy this morning. He's been talking about airports. He's been talking, finding out your opinion about the Christmas time La 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 song. We've sent him off to meet Dennis in Dunstable, with loads of things. And he's had what he likes to call a nut cut. He looks like an evacuee from World War II. I never thought... He walked and he said... We all went, wow, Justin, you've had an incredible haircut. All right, guys, yeah, it's not 1976 anymore. Yeah, we've known that for ages, mate. Simon's in Luton. Good morning, Simon.
Morning, Ian.
Simon, what would you like to say?
I was listening about the chap who's got the bailiffs coming around
that
today.
was Jay. Got a parking ticket, assaulted a parking warden,
Silly,
naughty.
Silly thing to do.
Didn't pay the fine because he had rent arrears, and now the bailiffs want to charge £400.
Yeah, right. First things first, he's saying that the bailiffs are going to saw through his locks. They can't do that.
Oh.
If the bailiffs turn up at your house, they must have a warrant from the court.
Yeah.
And it must have what's known as a wet signature on it from a judge, e.g. an original signature. It can't be a photocopy.
OK, but could the judge order them to saw through the doors?
Technically, yes, he can.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, what bailiffs have is either company or council paperwork.
Right.
They don't actually have the warrant itself. And a lot of the time, bailiffs will be very cagey about not wanting to show you the paperwork because they know it's not actually a bona fide warrant.
Right.
What he can do as well, to buy himself... He's going to have to pay the fine because he's been a naughty boy.
Yes, he's been a very naughty boy.
Very naughty boy. He's going to have to pay the fine. But... because we operate in what's known as a common law jurisdiction, when you're out and about in your home or whatever, what he can do, to buy himself a bit of time, to try and make arrangements to pay, he can ask the bailiff to actually bring in the person that lays charge against him.
Oh. What does that mean?
Basically, in order to be brought to court, somebody has to actually bring charge against you. You have actually had to cause harm or loss to somebody in some way in order to be brought to court. So, if he says to the bailiffs, well, bring me the person that lays claim against me, well, a corporation, e.g. the council, that's not a person in law.
Oh, I see. So you're a bailiff, you're a bailiff, are you, Simon?
No, I'm not.
Oh, OK. I thought you said we when you were talking about bailiffs. How do you know all this, then?
I have a general kind of interest, things you pick up on the journey sort of thing.
Yeah.
In kind of general interest in sort of law.
Simon, I appreciate your call on this. Thank you very much. Have a good Christmas. Oh, Simon, before you go, we're playing Who Can Do the Lowest Noise. Do you fancy a go?
What, Elvis?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. We on down.
We on down.
No, you trumped me in.
Yeah, Simon, good effort. Very good effort. Thank you very much indeed. Facebook.com/BBC3CR. Have a listen to this, Justin. Lots of people on Facebook talking about the picture of myself and Kelly Betts in our wonderful Christmas jumpers.
Lovely.
A lot of fun.
Where was my invite to this Christmas jumper party, by the way? Yeah?
Andrew says... This is disgusting. Andrew says... Kelly Betts... under my tree on Christmas morning. Now there's a present. Merry Christmas to you all at Three Counties. What a dirty thing.
Get her around here on Christmas Day. I'll give her a treat.
And Junaid says, love your show, Ian, but this Christmas time, la 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 la, Christmas time, la 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 la, Christmas time, la 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 la.
You're changing it. You're doing remix versions.
Yeah. Did you see that comment from Andrew, who wants you under his Christmas tree?
No.
Dirty. Anyway, Junaid says, this Christmas time song, it's so annoying. Both of your voices.
Oh, thank you.
Can't wait till JVS smacks a keyboard on your heads next time you sing it. Lol.
I think JVS secretly likes it, you know.
There are texts. Do you want to hear those?
I guess.
Ian, can you and Kelly please stop singing that Christmas song? It's making me gringe.
Gringe?
Yeah. I think that's a cross between the Grinch and cringe. I'm trying to work. I find I keep shutting my eyes and shaking my head. Love the show. The Ledge.
Is that it?
No. There's more. I'm with Sue. Turn it in with that stupid chap. But that's Nick, who has hated it from the start.
I I tell you what, I'm not interested in what the texters think. I'm interested in what the people, the man and indeed the woman on the Luton Omnibus thinks. And Justin, you've been out to speak to these people, haven't you?
I have. Ian, do you know what? Over the last couple of weeks, since you've started singing this song, by the way, can you give me another 10 seconds just to refresh our listeners' memory of just how bad this is? Take it away, come on.
Christmas time, la 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 la. Christmas time, la 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 la. Christmas time, la 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 la. Christmas time.
Okay, okay, that's enough.
So, over the last couple of weeks here, I am your man on the street, talking to people day in, day out, and do you know what? So many people have come up to me saying to me,
they love
this song.
They love it.
This
Where
song.
can I buy it? I love it.
You wanted feedback. I have got you feedback. I took the track out. I played it to people. And here's what they had to say.
Bring on the comps.
Chris, Iain Lee's Christmas anthem, what do you think?
I've got to be honest, I think it's rubbish. Sorry.
He's not going to be happy with that, is he?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but I've got to tell the truth, I don't like it. I think it's awful.
So what do you think about this noise?
It's very repetitive and it goes on and on and on and on.
Has it got potential?
No.
Well, I'm not very musical, but he certainly isn't.
What? Who's this Muppet?
Pam, Christmas time, la 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 la. What do you think?
I think it needs a few more words.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yes, I think just a few
Who's he
more
talking
words,
to?
like sort of maybe 50 or 60 more.
Who's that, Andrew Lloyd Webber?
It's a little flat, it needs to be a bit more cheery.
Rahad, good morning. Lovely hat. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank
Rahad's going to like it.
Very well indeed. I work with somebody called Iain Lee. Take a listen to this. This is his Christmas record.
Come on, Rahad.
Okay. La 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 la.
Sing it, come on.
La 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 la.
Rahad's got it.
La Christmas time. La 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 la. Christmas time.
Messing around with the tune a
La
bit.
la la. Christmas time. La 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 la. Christmas.
Come on, get higher, come on.
La 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 la. Christmas time. La 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 la.
You can hear him smiling. Nice one, Rahad.
That's it.
So, what do you think about this song? Would you go and buy this? I'm sure you would, wouldn't you?
I could buy that. I like it.
Yeah. Good lad.
A lot going for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like Rahad.
Diane, you have the misfortune of listening to Iain Lee every single morning. This is his Christmas song.
Come on, Diane. Come on, Diane.
It's not very good.
Oh, Diane, who's
Can't really
this?
say much more than that. That it's not.
Say anything
songs
good
has
about
Diane
it.
written?
Come on.
No, it's terrible.
Sharon, you're laughing. You
Come on,
must
Sharon.
like this.
It's dreadful. You've got to laugh. It's appalling. I said,
No, I'm not even listening to the rest of that. Who are these idiots? I like Rahad. Rahad was great. Rahad was brilliant, and he was freestyling a bit with the tune. I'll have a word with
He
him
made it
about
better, to
No,
be honest,
no, he
but it
didn't.
didn't take much.
But it was Sharon and Diane and...
There was a lady there who gave us some really good feedback, actually.
Yep.
She said it needs more words.
50 or 60?
50 or 60 more words.
We can do that.
We can do that.
Catherine, please.
We could do like Christmas time. La 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 la.
la 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 la
Or then we could do other things like mistletoe. La 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 la.
Reindeer. La 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 la.
Santa Claus.
La 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 la.
How many words is
Christmas
that now?
tree. La 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 la.
Listener switching off.
La 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 la. Catherine,
let's make a point here.
Yes, please, Justin.
Now, you asked for people on the street to give their views.
Yep.
The only person who enjoyed that is somebody who won't be celebrating Christmas. Just saying.
Well, I think that it shows that our song reaches out to lots of different people.
I don't see boundaries of race, religion, creed, or colour. This is
just a minor point.
It's universal.
Right.
This is the thing we see. This is the thing. We have lost the spirit of Christmas, yet this song is trying to reintroduce it.
Come on.
Catherine looks genuinely upset.
Deary
You're stealing Christmas.
She says
That's what you're
she
doing.
pretends to be upset, but I've heard her singing it.
Yeah.
It's because it's infectious, like smallpox.
It's infectious, like fun and smiling.
Yeah. Look at you not wearing your Christmas jumper.
I don't bow to your pressure, and I couldn't find a nice one.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Justin.
Yes.
Busy morning for you this morning.
Yes, up to Luton Airport very soon, talking about potential expansion plans. And then later, of course, you got me off to go and meet one of your favourites, Dennis in Dunstable.
We've opened... Listen, we've got an open door policy today. Anybody can call in about anything, and anybody... And this is a genuine offer. I don't think people believe this. If you turn up at the studio today... You can come in. We've just seen Keith Vaz rock up at BBC Three Counties Radio. He'll come in if he wants.
Yeah.
So if you turn up at the studio today, What's our address? Do we know?
Yes, it is number 1 Hastings Street in Luton in Bedfordshire.
If you turn up, you'll get in the studio for a few minutes and you can hang out with us. Let's just say, we've not been inundated with people turning up so far. And I think this is a golden opportunity to meet a television legend.
Yeah.
There's me.
Yeah.
And hang on a second. A television legend. I was hanging out with Rylan yesterday.
I think I've been on telly more times than you. I've been on Kilroy.
Yeah.
Trisha.
Yeah?
That's it.
OK, thanks very much indeed. I was hanging out with Rylan yesterday. So, have you really been on Family Fortunes?
Yeah, in the audience, but they moved us along.
Get out of it. So, if people want to turn up and meet me, then they're more than welcome to.
It's a nice chance, Ian. You know, to be fair, you've got a lot of people out there who enjoy the programme. It's a nice chance to kind of go behind the curtain and see what happens behind the scenes, the madness behind the scenes.
Final thing, Justin, we're playing Who Can Do the Lowest Note today. Let's hear yours, please.
Way on down.
Way on down.
Can I go to the airport now? Hi.
Thank you very much, Justin Daly. 08459 455 555. Listen, it's the last day of term for me. The show will be on next week. Justin Daly's doing it. I can only apologise in advance. So we're kind of, we're doing the stories, and you can call in about the airport expansion and all the other bits and pieces that we're doing, but we thought we'd have a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun on a breakfast show? No! I'll hear nothing like that. Never. We thought we'd have a bit of fun. So you can call in about absolutely anything you want. If you want to phone up and wish your Aunt Irene Merry Christmas, you can do that. But if you want to turn up, number 1 Hastings Street in Luton, if you want to turn up, knock on the door, you can pop in the studio for a few minutes. Can't say fairer than that. 08459 455 555 is the telephone number. Facebook.com/BBC 3CR. Or you can send me a text, 81333. Start your text 3CR. Right, it's coming up to 7:45. Let's get the latest travel news now. Here's Alice Glossop.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
The M25 anti-clockwise busy but moving at junction 16 for the M40. Generally, the M25 looking quieter than normal today. The A505 Luton bound is slow approaching town, and in Olney, Western Road heading south slow at Spring Lane. The A10 now looking slow in both directions past Buntingford and around London Road. Public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you very much, Alice. 7:45 exactly. It's Friday the 20th of December. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. Plans to expand Luton Airport look set to be approved today. An investigation is underway into the collapse of the ceiling at a theatre in London last night. And in football, Watford begin life under new manager Giuseppe Sannino tomorrow as the Hornets head to Ipswich in the Championship. Taking your calls, 08459 455 555. But before we get to them, let's get the latest weather. Here's Regina Burnett.
Beds, Herts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. The Met Office have a yellow warning in place for ice this morning in parts of Beds, Herts and Bucks. That's until 10 o'clock, just telling us to beware of untreated surfaces. So a bit of a chilly start to today, but a largely dry day, which will be bright and breezy. But cloud thickens from the west later on, and temperatures are expected to reach 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. Tonight we have outbreaks of rain from the west. They'll be heavy and persistent at times, and the winds will strengthen as well. Temperatures not dipping too far. In fact, we may even reach our highest temperatures through the night, with temperatures about 8, 9, perhaps even 10 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow, a cloudy and windy day with persistent rain, which could be heavy locally at times, perhaps even thundery, and that clears eastwards in the afternoon, but will be followed by blustery showers from the west later. Temperatures reaching 10 degrees Celsius. Sunday starts off with an icy start, perhaps even some ground frost around, but a windy, cold day with sunny spells and blustery showers, and it remains unsettled all the way through till Christmas. That's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Georgina.
BBC Three Counties Radio's Big Tour. Coming to towns and villages across Beds, Herts and Bucks.
Well, it's a happy little country town.
Celebrating all that's amazing about where we live.
Nice, friendly town, slightly old-fashioned, nice atmosphere, safe place to be.
All this week in Buckingham.
This is a kind of a unique place.
BBC Three Counties Radio's Big Tour of Beds, Herts and Bucks.
Buckingham is a real nice, friendly town, and they are genuinely nice people.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Open door today. If you want to turn up at the studio, you can do. You can pop in and sit in for a little bit on the show, or you can give us a call about anything you want. And John in Milton Keynes has done just that. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Ian.
John, what would you like to say?
Well, I've been told by a few people, a few close friends, that I can fix anything. And you know, I won't be able to put my mind at rest unless we can test a theory.
Okay.
I've been told, you've told I can repair anything. That's what they tell me.
Why do they tell you that?
I've DIY, rebuilt cars, can do landscaping, and and I've been told I'm multi-talented and I can fix and repair anything.
Okay.
That's what I've been told.
How are we going to test that this morning?
Well, if anyone's got any problems that would like me to fix, maybe I can help them fix it. You know, whatever it. You know, if there are any lucky ladies online who might have a broken heart, even maybe I can fix that. I don't know, but fix things.
Okay, well, I tell you what, let's put it out there, shall we? Give us a call now, 08459 455 555. Do you need anything fixed? And particularly, if you are a lucky lady with a broken heart, was that the phrase, John?
Yeah, or maybe a lucky lady with a broken heart.
If you're a lucky lady with a broken heart that needs fixing, give us a call now, and you can have a chat with John. Here comes a phone call. 08459 455 555. Just to say, we don't know. For all we know, John could be a murderer. I'm not saying you are, John, but we don't know, do we?
No, you don't.
Are you sure you're not a murderer?
Absolutely, I guarantee you I'm not.
Okay, because a murderer would never, ever say that. Let's see who we've got. We've got Jay. Jay, are you a lucky lady who's with a broken heart?
I'm just unlucky, I think.
Oh, I got it. It's Jay. Jay, right.
Hello, mate.
John,
Hello, mate.
See if you can fix Jay's problem. Jay, give him the problem again.
Hit me with it, Jay.
Morning, mate. Were you able to give me £420 to fix my bailiff problem?
Well, I'll have to get back to you on that, Jay. You know, I'll have to get back to you.
Hang on a minute, John. You're falling at the first hurdle.
No, you see, the thing is, I have to, I have to give it some consideration. But I'm not saying I can't fix it. But it's one of these things where I'd need to give it some consideration as to how to fix it, how to most effectively fix it for Jay.
Can you give him any tips on how to make 400 quid in an hour?
Well, just do what the banks do. Just create money.
OK. Jay, thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555. We've got John on. He claims he has a special talent. Let's put it to the test. Although, the first hurdle there, John, you kind of fell rather spectacularly, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Jay sort of threw a wobbly at me there, didn't he, really?
Right, OK.
Well, I'll tell you what, anything that doesn't involve money, how's that?
OK, so then now we're getting more specific. I like it. Thank you, John. So
yeah,
if you call in, anything that doesn't have... the filter has been installed. Any problems that don't involve money, 08459 455 555, and John in Milton Keynes will be able to fix it. We're not getting many lucky ladies with a broken heart coming on. Oh, no, hang on a second. I stand corrected. Tasha?
Yes.
Are you a lucky lady with a broken heart?
I'm a lucky lady with no broken heart. But I just want to say, Ian, I love your Christmas song.
What Christmas song? I didn't make one.
Christmas song, la 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 la.
Well,
I'm loving it.
Tasha, with the greatest of respect, there aren't many words, and you've got the words wrong.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a minor criticism. Kelly, could you correct Tasha?
Christmas time, not song.
La 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 la.
Christmas time, la 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 la.
Christmas time. Your mic's off, Catherine.
Christmas time, la 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 la.
Just freestyle.
It all needs fixing.
La 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 la.
Christmas time, la la la.
I love it. Just keep singing it every day.
Oh, Tasha, I love you, baby. I love you, baby.
I'm gonna play that song to all my friends on the Christmas Eve. Everybody's gonna listen to it. Christmas time, la 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 la. Christmas time, Santa's come to town. Christmas time, Santa's come to town. La 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 la.
I like the new lyrics.
See?
Tasha, but you just to clarify, you're not a lucky lady with a broken heart.
No, but I've got a problem, though.
Go.
I've got a problem.
John, here we go.
My car
hit me.
dash is saying VSA for like 8 months, and it's got a triangle thing with the finger.
What's saying that? Your dashboard on your car?
Yeah, it's saying VSA.
La 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 la.
VSA. But do you know what? I can actually, even though I said I can fix things, right? I can actually sort of sub-issue that to somebody else who knows. So imagine me being like a fix-it consultant, if you know what I mean. Well, I can, you get given a job and you can outsource it to somebody else who does know.
Yeah, but you have to be the boss to do that.
I can be your point of contact, couldn't I? So I can sort of fix it for you. Yeah.
Point of contact, la 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 la, la 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 la. Yeah.
No, I think that singing voice needs fixing as well, if you don't mind me saying.
No.
I think your one needs fixing as well, Iain.
La 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 la, Christmas time, la 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 la. There you go.
Definitely, yeah.
No,
I think Kelly.
John, John. I've got to be honest, John. Tasha, I think you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And your ability to come up with lyrics just off the cuff, it really is.
There you go.
Remarkable. I love you, Tasha.
There you go. I love you too, guys. Keep singing.
Christmas time. La 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 la. Thank you, Tasha. John.
See, the thing is, I feel like I've been caught out here because if someone was to phone in to say how do they put a shelf up or how do they dig a hole to put a plant in or whatever, I could have told them.
Hang on a minute.
I've been tricked. I think I've been duped. I've been tricked.
No, you've come on. You phoned us up, apropos nothing, saying that you have a special talent, that your friends say you can fix anything. You've had 2 offers of fixing things, and nothing has been sorted at all.
We've got a text.
Go on.
Martin says, can you fix my WSUS server? Has an error code of OX800 78224. Thanks, Martin.
John, can you fix that?
Well, I'll have to consult my electronics.
Go away. Absolutely awful. What kind of charlatan is that? I can only apologise for the last 5 minutes of radio. Let's see if we can make up for it now. Much has been made in some newspapers about the number of Romanians and Bulgarians planning to flood the country once restrictions are lifted on New Year's Day. Well, 2 MPs are planning to be at Luton Airport to see their arrival firsthand. One of them is Labour's Keith Vaz, who joins me now. Good morning, Keith.
Good morning, Iain.
Why Luton Airport?
Well, it's the nearest to London, and when we had evidence from Theresa May, the Home Secretary, she said that it was going to be business as usual on the 1st of January. That's the day when the transitional arrangements are going to be lifted, and Romanians and Bulgarians have the right to come and work as employees in this country. But the week before, the Permanent Secretary told us that at airports like Luton, you're going to have Olympic-style security.
Oh.
Because they want to be prepared for surprises. So obviously, as members of the Select Committee, we wanted to make sure that everything was going to be in order, and which of these 2 versions were the correct ones.
So you're going there to monitor the number of people coming in, are you?
No, we're going there to see what arrangements have been made, and obviously, since this is the first day when restrictions have been raised, we'd be very interested in this. We also went to Bucharest, incidentally, earlier this year, where we talked to a number of Romanians, and they were all convinced that they didn't want to come to the UK. They were very happy being in Bucharest, and they were encouraging all of us to go and live in Romania.
But Keith, this is not what we've read in the newspapers. There's going to be an influx of Romanians coming over here, taking our jobs, claiming our benefits. This is what we've been told in the press, isn't it?
Well, some have said that, but I'm actually one of those, perhaps because I signed the original treaties enlarging the European Union, who believes in the principle of freedom of movement. I believe that abuse is wrong. If people are abusing the benefit system, whoever they are, they need to be brought to justice. But I also think that enlargement has been very good for the United Kingdom.
Tell me why. How has it benefited us?
Well, I think it's benefited us because it's provided labour at a time when we needed it during the boom years. There is freedom of movement. You've got Luton Airport here. When people feel that they want to go back to the rest of Europe, they return. My parents came from Aden in Yemen. I'm a first-generation immigrant. If they wanted to go back to Yemen, it would be pretty difficult because it was the middle of civil war. But the great thing about the European Union is you have freedom of movement. But there are fundamental principles here. Either you have freedom of movement or you don't. And I think those issues cannot be solved on the 1st of January. All we can do is to make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. The Home Affairs Select Committee has been looking at this for 5 years.
It's interesting you say you went to Bucharest, and the Romanians said that they were keen to stay there, and in fact they wanted us to go over there and visit.
Well, yes, because I think they were running a campaign saying that the women of Romania were as beautiful as Kate Middleton. And
Is it really? That was a campaign they were running over.
There was,
Fantastic.
yes, by the biggest website called Gundel. As you know, our own heir to the throne, Prince Charles, has a very nice house in Transylvania. So there are lots of Brits out there. That's the great thing about being in the EU. Not saying it's perfect, it needs to be reformed, but being able to... I mean, you could book a flight tonight and decide you're going to go off to Prague for the weekend and come back on Monday morning. That's the most marvellous thing about being in the EU.
And it is, isn't it? The freedom of movement works both ways. People can come here and we can go wherever we want, can't we, within the EU?
We can. Even reporters for BBC Radio Luton are free to leave the station.
Well.
And you can go wherever you want. And that's a great thing about it. However, people are concerned about numbers, and we need to make sure that if people use our benefit system, they're used properly. Those who abuse them should be brought to justice. One issue that is of concern is the length of time it takes to get previous convictions of EU citizens who are convicted in our courts brought from other countries to our courts, so we can't sentence them. Romania happens to take 7 months to bring this information. So those are the things that we need to be working on. We couldn't understand why Theresa May, busy that she is, managed to go to Pakistan 3 times in the last 3 years, but never managed to get to Bucharest, whereas this is the biggest issue that affects people. People are very concerned about this. So we can't dismiss their fears. We need to reassure them that everything is in order. So I hope we will do that. I hope you'll come and join us.
Keith, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you. Are you all set for Christmas?
We are, and I arrived here and I was given a hug by those of you colleagues in the newsroom. This is the best greeting I've ever received. They don't do this to me in Leicester, you know that.
Keith, very nice to see you. Thank you very much indeed. 08459 455 555 7:59 BBC Three Counties Radio. Let's get the latest travel news now. Here's Alice.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
No issues on the M25 at all this morning, much quieter than usual. And in Olney, Western Road heading south is still slow at Spring Lane though. The A10 in both directions is slow past Buntingford, very heavy around Buntingford South at the roundabout. And in Watford, the A41 struggling at the Dome roundabout. Public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Oh, I'm very excited. It's an open door today. I've been inviting you down. You can come and hang out for a bit if you want. Our first punter's turned up. Alex will be joining us in a little bit. If you want to come down, you're more than welcome. Let's get the latest news and sport. Here's Jane.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8 o'clock, I'm Jane Killick. The headlines. Decision on the expansion of Luton Airport today. Police failures allowed a gang of men to abuse girls in Rochdale, and Hertfordshire woman will be homeless when she's discharged from hospital.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Plans to increase the capacity of Luton Airport from 12 million passengers a year to 18 million go before councillors this morning. Campaigners against the expansion say the Secretary of State should call in the decision because Luton Borough Council is a shareholder in the airport. David Tooley from the Bedfordshire Federation of Small Businesses says Luton needs the boost expansion would bring.
Luton needs great economic help. And there's a phrase in business which says, if you've got a lemon, squeeze the lemon. So we've got to make as much as we can of what's going on at the airport.
A report has found that a catalogue of police failures allowed a gang of men to abuse vulnerable girls in Rochdale for several years. 9 men are currently serving prison sentences for the systematic grooming of the girls who were plied with drink and drugs and passed around for sex. A serious case review has found that the victims were failed by all 17 agencies they had contact with. That includes the police, the local council, charities and the NHS. A woman from Hemel Hempstead faces a future on family and friends' sofas when she comes out of hospital on Christmas Eve. Katrina Martin's cancer meant she had to give up her flat, and she faces a Christmas without her husband because her family doesn't have room for both of them. Husband Richard is critical of the council.
My confidence in Hertfordshire County Council, who have just fobbed us off at every opportunity to not house us. They moved us, they diverted us onto the referred list. They've done absolutely everything they can just not to help.
MPs say up to 1.5 million people in the UK could be addicted to prescription drugs, and the problem needs to be tackled urgently. The Home Affairs Committee at Westminster suggests that GP surgeries should start collecting anonymous data on patients who may be addicted. 2 men who robbed the post office and petrol station at Clifton in Bedfordshire will be sentenced today. 41-year-old Stuart Battams and 39-year-old Manny Buckland from Tempsford have already pleaded guilty to carrying out the raids on May Bank holiday. Attendant Rashika Yakanwala struggled with one of the robbers at the Clifton filling station.
They came to the counter and they were trying to take the counter out. Suddenly, when we were struggling, the counter was open, and what I did, I took all the money and split it onto the floor. He jumped from other side to my side and knocked me down and took all the money and ran away.
In football, Cardiff manager Malky Mackay has been told by owner Vincent Tan to resign or he will be sacked. In an explosive letter, the BBC understands Tan listed his grievances with the former Watford manager. The weather, a cold, crisp and clear start to a fine day with plenty of sunshine, but clouding over and turning windy late afternoon. Today's high is 10 Celsius. And get the latest news and sport online at bbc.co.uk/3 counties.
We're coming to towns and villages all across our counties. BBC Three Counties Radio's big tour of beds, hearts and bucks.
Come for the day. Come and have lunch here, have a wander around, talk to people, see what's going on.
All this week in Buckingham.
Very loyal people, and everybody knows each other, which is very nice.
They do things for children at Shandos Park and everything, and it's really good.
The big tour of beds, hearts and bucks. BBC Three Counties Radio.
Listener, this is Iain Lee, BBC Three Counties Radio. We're talking about Luton Airport. We're talking about a very sad story about a lady who's got nowhere to live once she leaves hospital on Christmas Eve. And also, it's an open house. We're inviting people to come down to the studio, and people are arriving. If you want to come, the address is 1 Hastings Street, Luton. You can just turn up, knock on the door, and get on the air.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Someone's turned up. It's Alex. Morning, Alex.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Now, listen, who are you?
I'm a guy. I live in Leighton Buzzard.
Yeah.
I run a business in Milton Keynes. I'm a single dad, got 2 boys, 2 and 4.
Oh, 2 and 4?
Yes.
They must be going nuts for Christmas.
Yeah. They're just nuts generally, really.
They're hard. My boys are going to be 2 and 4 in January.
Yes.
It's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we have a bond, really, because I hear you saying what I'm thinking most of the time. Fighting and
the fighting, yeah,
and there's rough and tumble, and it's all good.
My eldest did a funny thing the other day, and I have to be careful how I phrase this on the air.
Yeah.
What he does is he likes doing rhyming words.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Examples?
He likes making words up as well. So he was talking the other day. He was going trucking, hucking, shucking.
Yeah.
And then he did it. And of course, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Dad.
And he did it again. And I am desperately trying not to laugh. And I don't want to draw. He's obviously got no idea what that word is. That's even a word.
Encouraging.
That encourages it. But he's there and he's dropped the F-bomb in the middle of the high street.
Really?
Naughty boy.
Did you have witnesses?
There were people there, but I managed to pull him away quickly before social services were called. So, son, you don't know what you're saying. You popped in the studio. Very kind of you to turn up.
I have. Thank you.
Do you want to give your business a plug? What kind of stuff do you do?
I run an IT company. We specialise in telephony for businesses.
So you're rich then?
Well, no, because no one really speaks anymore.
Oh.
They text and they send emails, and so once the generation of, say, us and above have all kind of retired,
that's it.
Probably people won't use a telephone, but I'm kind of riding that wave, flogging that donkey.
That dead horse?
Yes, that dead horse.
You're here in BBC Three Counties Radio. Is it as glamorous and as exciting as you'd always imagined it would be?
No.
Oh.
It does look like the TV days have long gone.
So very, very true. Very, very true.
I thought there would be security, and I would have been probably quickly established as stalker or something like that. Just told
no
to go
frisking,
away.
no metal detectors.
I literally walked in, sat down, helped myself, and now I'm here. And
Dreams
I did
can
have
come
to fight
true.
my way through the crowd.
But dreams can come true. Now listen, we can't let you go. We're playing the lowest voice game.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you I have to assume this is the position I've been assuming all morning. Don't. Can you beat that? I mean, you're only a short fella with the greatest of respect.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Get nice and close to the mic.
Thanks for reminding me.
Here we go.
That's not really a note, is it? That's more of a...
I don't know if that's loud enough.
Well, it's loud enough. Who's... Catherine's just wanting a whole...
You have to kind of work your way down.
It's the face he's doing.
I'm putting every single energy.
You two are left in charge of children, aren't you?
This is the great thing about being a dad. This is the kind of stuff I do with my boys all day.
Oh, yeah. That's what life's about.
Who's got the lowest voice out of me and Alex here?
I want to say Alex.
Well, yeah, but who... OK, you want to say it, but what's the answer?
Alex.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Alex, well done. I'll let you have that one.
Bang on.
If you want to, you can stick around and listen to how I deal with Justin Dealey.
I'd love to.
Yeah, sure you would. Justin, say hello to Alex.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, Justin.
How are you, sir? You well?
I'm very good. Another legend.
Well, I won't go too far. Now, listen, get carried away. Come on, let's Christmas, but don't get too carried away.
This is with serious business we've got you on for, Justin. Later on this morning, a meeting will get underway to decide whether Luton Airport should be allowed to expand to take up 18 million passengers a year. Currently has the capacity for 12 million. We've already heard from some of those opposed to the plans and from a local business leader who says it's actually a great idea. You're at Luton Airport, aren't you, Just?
I am indeed. I've been out this morning in Luton and seeing if the people of Luton believe these plans will be good for the town. The majority feel they certainly would be. Here's what people had to say.
I think it's good for Luton. After the loss of the Vauxhall car plant, be more employment for Luton, more opportunities for people. So no, I think it's a good idea. It's an easy airport to get to. No, I think it's great. Good idea.
OK, just lastly, as somebody who is local, are you proud of Luton Airport and what it stands for?
Yeah, I think it's a great little airport, honestly.
Little, you mentioned little.
It is little compared to Heathrow and Gatwick and places like that. It's a lot smaller. But the places, you can't, knock it for the amount of destinations it goes to.
Martin, what do you think about these expansion plans? Are you in favour?
Not really, no. Well, it'd be another Heathrow, wouldn't it, sort of?
I mean, you say another Heathrow. What's the traffic like in Luton as we currently stand? Describe that to our listeners.
At the moment, it's OK. But if I leave it another hour, it's sort of gridlock going down Eaton Green Road, Sort of 8:30 when I've gone into work late, it's worse,
And that's with 12 million passengers.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what it would be like with 18 million passengers?
Yeah.
So you're saying no, purely based on Luton potentially coming to a standstill?
Yeah, really, yeah.
I think it would be good for Luton. Yep, absolutely. More jobs, which is what Luton needs.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's good for the jobs and good for Luton as a whole, really. I think that the current situation, people need jobs and... good solution.
I mean, have you got any sympathy for anybody who complains about airport noise if they live near an airport?
No, because they knew that there's an airport there when they moved there. People come here into the area. Well, if they bought a house near the airport, they know. I mean, I live in Cockenham, which is right near the airport. You get used to it, and it is not that loud, to be perfectly honest.
Well, with Justin in the radio car is the Luton Airport Managing Director, Glyn Jones. Good morning, Glyn.
Morning, Ian.
Glyn, what is the main case you're putting forward in support of your application to expand?
There's a couple of things, really. We know that the airport needs to be better than it is now. It's a little bit tired, to be blunt about it. It needs investment. And we're proposing a lot of ways of making it better. More security lanes, more baggage reclaims, much better fit in the general terminals. So that's one thing. It also needs to be bigger. Part of the reason that it's not quite such a great experience is because it's a bit congested. So we need to make it significantly bigger, and we're aiming for, as you said earlier, 18 million passengers, which we're really confident about because it's bang on the forecast that the Department for Transport has. And the third thing we've got to do, we know we have to do this, is to be the best neighbour we possibly can be. We're touching a little bit on noise there, and we've got to deal with that.
That's what people are worried about, Glyn, that there's going to be more traffic, there's going to be more noise, but traffic both in the air and on the roads. What would you say to those critics?
Well, that's why we've been so long in the making of this application, really. I mean, we've been consulting with people since March of 2012, so getting on for 2 years now, 21 months now. And a lot of the measures that have gone into the application and that have been picked up by the planners and been beefed up by the planners in many ways are to deal with exactly that. So there's the improvement to the junctions close to the airport and along the access roads to the airport to deal with some of the road issues. And then there's a suite of measures to deal with noise. We listened to communities. We improved on what we'd originally put forward. And actually, the plan has improved further on it. So, look, my job is all about getting balance. We have an additional 5,000 jobs that are likely to be associated with this. We have a big economic impact. We have a big connectivity impact for local businesses, but we also have to deal with the environmental things, and we're trying to get the best balance we can.
How happy are you that the decision is being made by the Borough Council, which will benefit financially from the airport? Critics say that's undemocratic.
Yeah, I've heard people make this argument, but the planning legislation foresees this situation. It's not uncommon. And councils often have assets, whether they be shopping centres or they be pieces of land or they be waste disposal units or leisure centres that they have a financial interest in. And as long as they are absolutely rigorous and impartial in handling the planning application, then that's what the law requires. And I have to say
critics
that
will view
just one second, Ian, from my point of view, their council have been super rigorous with us about this. And I think people should take a bit of confidence from that.
Well, but people don't take confidence. People know that the councils need more money and they're desperate for money. And if they can get a few quid by expanding the airport, people will be slightly suspicious, won't they?
Well, let's be candid. Airport development is absolutely in the public domain. It needs the most rigorous scrutiny. That's what it's got.
It's already taken a long time to reach this stage. How frustrating will it be if there is a further delay in the planning process, which there could be if Eric Pickles gets involved?
Well, we'd like to see it resolved today. We'd like to see it resolved with the right conditions. And obviously we want to get on with investing a very large sum of money in the area to the benefit of the town. So, our focus really is on getting this application away and getting the airport built out.
Glyn, thank you very much indeed. That's Glyn Jones, who is the Managing Director at Luton Airport.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alex has joined me in the studio. You're just a listener?
Just a listener.
Just a listener. I say just a listener. You're also a valued listener.
And a dad.
And a dad. And I like that. Listen, while you're here, let's... by the way, hang on a second. Yes. You've just made the podcast. We're a little bit short this week, that's why.
Oh, thanks.
What could we do? I can take criticism, I can take it.
Yeah.
What could we do to make the show even better?
Stop singing that song.
Whoa!
Yes, one for me.
Which song?
The song.
Just remind me which song you mean.
Well, I like what that guy did, where he started to actually change it by making it go up and down and things like that.
Christmas time.
Yeah, just
introduce some musicality.
Christmas time.
I mean, I think I missed how you came up with this song. It's just gradually
there wasn't an awful lot of thought.
Brain over the last month.
La 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 la. But your kids would love it. Your kids would love it, Alex.
You think so?
I think they'd absolutely adore it.
I dare. Well, yeah, one is 2 and one is 4, so it might appeal to them.
Alex, listen, you're late for work.
Yeah, I am.
Do you want to take a posh chocolate with you?
I will.
There's the map there to tell you what
the
flavours.
Yes. I'll look at the map. I'll work my way through the map.
Work your way through the map. Help yourself. Very lovely to meet you.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for listening, and best of luck, lots of love to the boys. Have a great Christmas.
Doing such a brilliant job. I hope they renew your contract.
Well, I think the box of chocolates from my boss is a thanks, goodbye.
Leaving present.
Yes, it's been nice working with you, but... Alex, very nice to meet you. Thank you very much for coming in. If you want to turn up, you can. We're at 1 Hastings Street in Luton. Just knock on the door. You can come in. You can have a posh chocolate from the boss. 08459 455 555. Let's get the travel news now. Here's Alice.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Things are quite icy this morning in Buckinghamshire, especially in Aylesbury. We've had lots of reports of minor accidents from the police around the area. Near Stone, Ford Road is closed near the Hartwell Nursery because of an accident. And in Bedford, the Bromham Road heading east, quite heavy between the Branston Way and Shakespeare Road. The A10 still very heavy in both directions past Buntingford at the roundabout. Public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alice, thank you very much indeed. It's 8:16. It's BBC Three Counties Radio. These are your headlines on the 20th of December. Plans to expand Luton Airport look set to be approved today. A report has found that a catalogue of police failures allowed a gang of men to abuse vulnerable girls in Rochdale for several years. In football, Watford begin life under new manager Giuseppe Sannino tomorrow as the Hornets head to Ipswich in the Championship. Don't forget, it's an open house today. You can call in about anything you want. We've had some very odd calls. You can turn up. Alex was listening to the show. He just turned up at 1 Hastings Street, knocked on the door, and he popped in the studio. If you want to come in, you're more than welcome to. 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio. Roberto Perrone.
We are really good at work for 1 hour. Tell you what, if my turkey's not a big fat one for Christmas, I'm going to be very disappointed. If you've got small children or you're a small person, i.e. dwarf, dressed as a rabbit going to a fancy dress party, you are perfectly safe.
Roberto Perrone.
Birdwatchers in Buckinghamshire have heard that a pair of falcons will breed there over winter. And we can all say, gentlemen, God bless Leighton Buzzard and that Wonderbra. What an amazing invention.
Weekdays from 3.
Good afternoon. This is BBC Three Counties Radio. I'm Roberto Perrone.
I'm going to press this, sorry.
Across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is Iain Lee.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Can't tell that story. Fun times. He was all right, Alex, wasn't he?
He was a nice guy, yeah.
Yes, he was. I'm so relieved. Could have been so much worse. There's still 40-odd minutes. If you want to turn up at the studio today, you can do. And, of course, anybody that's too late for my show, you get to sit in with Jonathan Vernon-Smith.
No, you don't. No, the doors are firmly bolted from 9 o'clock this morning.
How are you this morning? You good?
Well, I'm all right. Yes, how are you?
I'm really excited.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's our last day together.
For ages.
In 2013.
I've got 2 weeks off, then you've got some time off. Our time off overlaps, doesn't it?
Yes, I think so.
But a Boxing Day, festive face-off.
Festive face-off.
People will be able to listen to us humiliating ourselves for a couple of hours.
It was fairly humiliating, wasn't it?
It was. It's probably the last time we'll ever do, but never mind. But I'm so excited about Christmas.
Are you?
Yeah, really excited.
That's good.
Looking forward to it.
That's good.
What's on your...
So am I.
Sorry. Are you?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Christmas.
You're not even going to be here. You're not even having a proper Christmas.
Last year I wasn't here for Christmas.
Yes.
And I missed being here.
Yeah.
Because, you log onto Facebook and all of your friends, they always take pictures of the table, don't they?
Oh, yes.
Look at the table. Look at the table. Look at the table, all the crackers.
Yeah.
At this point, I was in Argentina in the sunshine, around a pool, and as nice as that was, I missed home a little bit. I thought I'd like to be there around the table.
Yeah.
With the crackers and the mistletoe and everything
roast
else.
Potatoes and parsnips.
Don't even get me started.
Please.
Turkey.
Yes.
Well, not for you.
Nut roast.
Nut roast.
Oh, it's not. And people do that. Nut roast is nice.
Really?
Do you like nuts?
Yeah.
Do you like roasts?
Yeah.
Nut roast.
I'd rather have a turkey.
So there's a reason we only eat turkey once a year.
Why is that?
It's not a very good meat.
Oh, well, you're not cooking it right. It's nice.
So when are you going away? You're not going away... Are you going away Boxing Day?
I'm going away at some point over Christmas.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing to stop burglars.
Yeah.
Well done, you. But even when you are away, of course, you'll have people staying in your flat.
I do, actually.
I always have people staying in my house when I go away.
Yes,
of course.
I do.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
What's on your show this morning? The last little handover we've got of 2013.
Oh... Coming up on this morning's show from 9, it's another special, and you'll be pleased to know. A week ago, a man was convicted for running through Bedford town centre with a 3-foot-long machete. Have you seen the video on our Facebook?
I have seen the video. Oh, it's incredible.
Isn't it shocking?
Yeah.
Shoppers scattered. The police risked their lives bundling this guy to the floor.
Yeah.
CCTV of this incident. It was viewed by over 40,000 people on the BBC Three Counties Facebook page, and many of you went online to ask why, oh why, was that man not simply tasered? More and more officers across the three counties have been trained to use tasers. I've been to see how that training is carried out. I hosted a debate with a live audience to discuss the use of tasers across Beds, Herts and Bucks. From 9 this morning, I'll play you what I learnt. I'll play you my taser training.
Lovely.
And we'll have a discussion a little later on. Would you like to see your local police armed with tasers? Surely, if ever there was an argument to suggest that all the police need to have tasers, it was that video.
It doesn't happen very often.
You'd be amazed.
How often do people run around with machetes in the middle of high streets?
Well, perhaps not machetes, but knives very often.
Yeah.
And our police are having to go out there and deal with these people. And they have to go out there every single day. They're dealing with these people so we don't have to, and they're trying to keep us safe.
Yeah.
And if you haven't got a taser, what else are you supposed to do? What else are you supposed to do? I mean, thankfully, on that video, and if you haven't seen it, go to the Three Counties Facebook page, BBC 3CR, have a look at it. If it wasn't for that police officer being very brave and kind of deciding, seeing his opportunity to just bundle that guy. I mean, God knows what would have happened. It was dreadful. If they'd all had tasers, give him a good zap, bring him down, job done. Well, do you agree with this, yes or no? We'll discuss it from 9 this morning. Would you like to see your local police armed with tasers?
I was thinking this during your drink driving special. You know when you're playing long packages out, what do you do?
I sit and listen.
Thanks very much.
I sat and listened.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what did you think I'd be doing? Like
Facebooking, arm wrestling with Tim. Why did Tim hug Keith Vaz?
He just hugged Keith Vaz.
Now, Keith Vaz has been very good about it on Twitter, and he said it was a nice thing to do, but inside, that poor man.
It's very odd, because today is the last day of our lovely colleague Jenna.
Yep.
She's been with me for some years. Love her very much. She's been here for 9 years at the radio station.
Jenna, yes.
And today's her last day. So we were having a bit of a group hug this morning, and Keith Vaz walks into the newsroom.
Oh, dear.
So Keith Vaz said, "Oh, look, what's all the hugs about?" At which point, Tim just says, "Keith," and then hugs Keith Vaz.
Oh, dear.
He didn't know what it was about.
Someone needs to have a word with that young man.
Apparently, Keith Vaz has a nice hug.
Are you going to the Christmas party tonight?
Of course I am.
Oh, I'll see you later then.
Lovely.
Ta-ta.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
What's your problem?
That was really loud.
Yeah, it's nice. People want to hear it.
Your levels are all over the place constantly.
Yeah, what about that level?
It's as if he doesn't give a monkeys.
It's as if he just hasn't worked at radio before.
It's as if he's brought 50p in to wear his own
It's
clothes.
as if he's from telly.
It's as if you're all having a go at me for no reason. Anne's in her bedroom. Good morning, Anne.
Good morning, Ian.
Well, are you still in bed?
Yes.
Oh, good for you.
Right. Oh, I've got no choice.
What, are you bedbound?
No, I've got a chest infection.
Oh,
Anne! My asthma.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There's one going around at the moment.
Oh, there definitely is.
Oh, dear. Are you taking anything for it, my love?
Oh, yes, all the usual.
Good.
Pills and potions.
Do you think you'll be better by Christmas?
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
So.
Bless you. Can you? Does that mean you can't do the low voice then?
I think I'd stop breathing if I tried.
We don't want that.
No.
Listen, we don't want anyone to die while they're live on the air. Not after last time. Oh, dear. That was awful. Anyway, what have you called in for, my dear?
I thought I'd like people to stop and think about the disabled and the elderly while they're doing their shopping, because, it takes us a little extra time to get around and do our food shopping and our present shopping, and, a little bit of consideration would go a long
Oh, no.
way.
That doesn't happen at Christmas. I've seen people being barged out of the way.
I know, I've had it.
My mum's in a wheelchair, and when I take her out in a wheelchair, particularly at Christmas, but at other times in the year, the number of people that push past us or just stop right in front of her, so I have to stop and move out of the way, and if I accidentally bump into them, I get a dirty look.
That's it. I normally go around. Well, I use a long cane. I don't have a guide dog at the moment, but occasionally I'm in town with my sister who uses a mobility scooter. So she guides me around. I hold on to a mobility scooter. And, oh, my goodness me, the things we come up against. It's unbelievable.
So how could people be more considerate to you, Anne?
Just give us a little bit more time. Instead of standing behind us and tutting and making all the usual sounds when we know that we're holding up the queue. Because that just makes... Well, I tend to panic and try to sort my money out quicker. In fact, I end up giving my purse to whoever's with me because I'm aware that I'm taking time.
Oh, Anne, listen, you have permission from me. You take your time. If people start tutting when I'm out with my mum, or even if I'm out on my own, I just go a little bit slower. That's terrible that you feel pressured to get your money out quicker and to pay quick. And listen, you take your time, my dear. Most right-minded people would be happy to wait an extra 30 seconds, an extra couple of minutes, if that's what it takes for you to get yourself sorted.
Yes, there are nice people out there, but you have on occasions yeah.
And what are you doing for Christmas?
My family are coming.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Have you got any? Will there be any children there?
Oh, yes, my youngest granddaughter.
How old's she?
She's before in March.
Oh, that's the sweet spot. That's the perfect age for Christmas.
Oh, it is.
She must be so excited.
Oh, she is. She managed to talk me into buying a Christmas pudding hat already.
A Christmas pudding hat?
Yes.
Is that what you're going to be wearing?
Well, that's what she's wearing.
I feel sorry for my mum at Christmas, right? Because what we do is obviously we all do the crackers, and you get the silly paper hats, and we all put them off, but then we all kind of take them off after lunch. Except for my mum, she forgets she's wearing it. So at sort of 7 o'clock in the evening, she'll still be wearing her Christmas hat.
Yeah, I
silly
have
sausage.
the most wonderful photograph of my dad many years ago asleep on Christmas Day with his party hat on. It's the most beautiful picture.
Well, those pictures like that, memories are to be treasured, aren't they?
Oh, they are, indeed.
And listen, you have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you.
Don't let anybody rush you in any shops.
I won't.
And you enjoy yourself, and I hope you get better soon.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas to you, and lots of love. There we go. If elderly people or disabled people or anybody slowing things down in a shop, for goodness sake, just give them a break. Don't tut them. Shameful. And I hope you get well soon. 08459 455 555. 1 Hastings Street in Luton if you want to turn up. Kelly Betts has written a message on my screen I can't read out. What do you want? What?
There is a video on our Facebook page of me making you lot jump several times in a montage.
Oh, have you put a video montage up?
Yeah. For all the times off air when I've made you jump.
Where? I can't see it.
I've filmed them.
I can't see
Press
it.
refresh.
OK, I'm refreshing.
The title is Rah!
OK, let's have a little look. Facebook. Luckily, these...
.com/3 BBC
3CR. Oh, there it is. Let's... OK, and it's... OK, you can click on that, and that will...
It's not high quality. It's not very...
Good.
No.
It's just...
It's 1 minute, 3 seconds. Here's what's happening while you're listening. OK, well, I'll tell you what, I'll watch a bit of that while we get the travel from Alice, and if I disapprove, we'll get it taken off immediately.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much indeed.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Share this morning, especially around Aylesbury. We've got quite a few reports of minor accidents there. In Grendon Underwood, Edgecott Road is closed around the Broadway after an accident. And in Winslow, the A4032 is closed between A413 and the Main Street because of an accident. Near Stone, Ford Road also closed near Hartwell Nursery. In Watford, Pinner Road is slow towards the centre of town at Bushy Arches. And on public transport, there's no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alice, thank you very much indeed. That's a very funny video. Well done. Well, unfortunately, it will have to be removed because you can see myself coming out of the disabled toilet. And as we all know, that contravenes many, many company rules. If you want to see the video of me and Catherine being scared, facebook.com/BBC3CR. We'll also tweet it as well. It's coming up to 8:30. Let's get the latest news and sport now. Here's Jane.
Across beds, hearts and bugs.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
It's 8:30. I'm Jane Killick. Plans to increase the capacity of Luton Airport from 12 million passengers a year to 18 million go before councillors this morning. Campaigners say it will create an unacceptable volume of air traffic in the future. A serious case review looking at the abuse of young girls in Rochdale by grooming gang has found widespread failings by local agencies. The report says the girls had contact with police, the council, charities and the NHS. A woman from Hemel Hempstead fears she'll be made homeless when she's discharged from hospital on Christmas Eve. Katrina Martin had to give up her flat when her health meant she had to claim benefits and her landlord didn't want her living there anymore. The weather, sunny this morning but cloudy and windy by the end of the day. In football, Cardiff City owner Vincent Tan has given his club's manager Malky Mackay an ultimatum: resign or be sacked. Former England manager Graham Taylor worked with Mackay at Watford and believes him to be a resilient character.
I think that he will continue. I mean, he's already got Cardiff promoted back into the Premier League. And as far as I'm concerned, I know Malky well enough to know that he will not just bow down. And he will continue because he will remain the manager of Cardiff City. And I think at the end of the day, the only way that this will end is if he does get the sack.
Meanwhile, Watford begin life under new manager Giuseppe Sanino tomorrow as the Hornets head to Ipswich in the Championship. Club captain Manuel Almunia says the new manager likes discipline and hard work.
As far as I have seen, is a manager with a lot of character who will make us work very, very hard, being very disciplined. And I think he's a good manager. And at the moment, he didn't want to change many things, just to keep everything the same.
In League One, MK Dons host Port Vale and Stevenage take on Sheffield United. Wickham are at Northampton in League Two. Luton Town return to conference action tomorrow as Gateshead visit Kenilworth Road. Manager John Still says there's great competition for places as the senior players return to the team following the FA Trophy win last weekend.
It gives people a little bit of rest, particularly the ones that may have, had slight knocks and things like that. And you know what else it does? makes them realise how well they've got to play, because if they don't, the people behind them are playing well enough to take their place. So that's quite encouraging as well.
BBC Three Counties News and Sport. I'll be back with the full bulletin at 9.
Call 08459 455 555.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
I'd turn the microphone on, that works better. I've got some text. Morning all, says Pam in Milton Keynes. That song, it sounds like it's out of a creepy film. The Shining comes to mind. Thank you very much, Pam. I take that as a compliment. Wakar says, expanding the airport is great idea for Luton. This would increase more jobs, etc. But then also the roads surrounding the areas need to be improved too. And Dave says, did you get to bring your own toys in today and wear your own clothes? Even though the uniform is your property too. Is Kelly getting overexcited? Well, all of us, the fun guys are wearing our Christmas jumpers. The squares are not wearing theirs.
I couldn't find a nice one.
08459 455 555. Don't forget, the last 30 minutes of the show, if you want to come into the studio, you can. We're at 1 Hastings Street, BBC Three Counties Radio. Knock on the door. You can pop in for the last 30 minutes of the show. Howard's in a van. Good morning, Howard.
Morning.
Howard, what would you like to say? I'm going to have a chocolate while you're talking, by the way, so carry on.
No, you can't do that. It's unprofessional.
Since when did that ever bother me? Go on.
Just want to say Happy Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And I've enjoyed listening to your show all year.
Yes.
Just to know, I just want to say about the roads this morning.
Yeah, go on.
Lethal.
What do you mean?
I've just come through from Stoke Hammond to Milton Keynes, and it's absolutely like an ice rink.
Oh, really?
Really bad. I don't know where the critters are this morning, but County Council, where are they?
There were some critters out on some of the motorways yesterday.
Oh, what's that, Bedfordshire?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Nothing over here.
Oh.
Nothing over here. I was out till 7 o'clock last night. Obviously, it was still a bit wet, but it's not good. So be careful, everybody out there.
Be careful. I've just got some new tyres put on my car, so I'm OK. Howard, I appreciate the words, thank you. I was hoping you could talk a bit longer so I could eat some more chocolates, but never mind. Now, Justin Daly's on the line. Morning, Justin.
Hey, good morning, boss.
You all right?
Well, not really, no.
Oh, why?
Because you've sent me to Dunstable to go and meet Dennis.
Yeah.
And I'm outside his home, and to be quite honest with you, I'm scared.
You have every right to be. Dennis from Dunstable, regular caller. I have no idea what he looks like.
Oh, hang on a second. Somebody's walking out of that house. Where on earth did you get those trousers from? He's got 1965 net curtains at his window. There's a CCTV camera. What on earth is that?
Is he there?
Dennis, can you come out for us?
Is he looking through the window at you?
No, he actually came out, looked at me, and has now walked back in. Dennis! Come on, Dennis! He can't walk very fast, bless him. What on earth is he wearing? He looks like something out of a Mr. Motivator fitness video. Wow. Should we have a quick chat with him now?
Yeah, go on, have a word with him, go on.
Dennis, come to the car. Dennis, are you the real Dennis in Dunstable?
Certainly, of course I'm the real Dennis. There's only one Dennis in Dunstable, a miserable old sod like me.
Yeah, you sound scary on the phone, in the flesh, wow. Would you like to describe yourself to our listeners? Can you try and do that for us?
Yes, I'm 80, nearly 89. I'm fat. Yeah. I'm struggling. I'm walking around as though I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I live right up at the school here. I used to be a governor in there. The kids are marvellous. The parents are a damn nuisance. Yeah. They park halfway across my drive and my next door neighbour's drive.
Dennis, describe to our listeners what you're wearing. We are going to talk to you in full after 8:45, right. But describe to our listeners what you're wearing today, please.
Right. Blue shirt, blue tracks with a stripe down the side, blue trainers, blue and white. It's not a sweater.
Is he off to the gym or something?
Is he what, Ian?
Is he going off to the gym in that outfit?
I don't know where he's going. You're going to go to the gym in that later on?
No, I didn't. I've not been to the gym now for about 3 years.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I got damaged, so I stopped going.
Okay. Justin, can you go make me a cup of tea?
Yes.
You go and get a cup of tea. We'll speak to you in about 10 minutes. Can you get a selfie with you and Dennis, please?
Yeah. And can you remind me of the point of being here again? Again, I am rather scared about going into this home.
There is literally no point apart from to scare you.
Yeah. Oh, somebody else is looking out the window now. I've got to go.
Is that Win?
Yeah, do you know what? Oh, Win, I tell you what, Win. Oh, Dennis, he's punching above his weight, isn't he?
Just... Oh, dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We'll speak to them a little bit later on in the show. Doesn't he sound different in good quality? He sounds really different. Oh, I'm enjoying this today. This is fun. If you want to take part in the show, the last 25 minutes, we've run out of news. If I'm completely honest, we've run out of news. If you want to take part, if you want to give us a call, if you want to say Merry Christmas to your mum, all of those things I normally detest. I'm full of the Christmas spirit. You can do that right now. Give me a call. 08459 455 555. You can talk about the stories we've been covering as well if you want, but let's be honest, I think the wheels have fallen off this train. That probably happened at around about 5 minutes past 6 this morning. Glenn's in Leighton Buzzard. Good morning, Glenn.
Morning, Ian.
Glenn, what would you like to say, sir?
Well, as the previous couple of callers, I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
God bless you for that.
Thank you for entertaining me for this year.
You're very kind. I'm expecting a butt. I'm expecting a big butt.
Well, yes, I would have liked to have come down to the studio today, but I have to be in work for 9 o'clock. So, can I come in the new year?
Nope.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Nope, it's a once-in-a-lifetime offer, kids. You can't... Yeah, exactly. It's Willy Wonka, the golden ticket.
New Year's a bit late if we finish at 9.
No, I think he meant on, like, a different show in the new year.
Oh.
It's Christmas.
No, yeah, but it won't be Christmas then.
Glenn loves you.
It'll be January.
You were saying off air what a warm and generous person you are, and it really comes across on air.
It's not happening.
Oh.
It's always risky inviting listeners into the studio anyway. I don't know if anyone remembers the horrific incident involving Kid Jensen and some Filipino listeners at Capital Radio in 1978. Very nasty situation. Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. So it's always a risky situation, but I thought that by doing it just today, that's acceptable.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. Ian, shame on Ian sent in an email. Dennis, an 89-year-old who dresses like a chav, fair play to him. Peter's on the line. Morning, Peter.
Good morning, Ian. Peace be with you.
Peace be with you, brother.
All I've got to say is wish you a very best for the festive season and 2014, and let's hope you are healthy, wealthy and wise. And quote of the week so far from yourself has been, it was something like, sell the Tories instead of tell the stories.
A slip of the tongue, Peter. Are you all set for Christmas?
Yeah, well, I don't celebrate Christmas because of my Buddhist followings.
Do you not do anything different on Christmas Day? Is Christmas Day just like a normal day to you?
No. What we do, we pack a picnic and we go down to the south coast, which is St Mary's Bay, and we have a little spot there we can drive onto the seawall, watch the sea crashing about while we have our picnic and hot tea and all the rest.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds wonderful.
It's absolutely fabulous. We'll see at least a dozen other people.
Really? What will you have in your picnic?
What will I have in my picnic? It might be beetroot, because I'm a vegetarian. Beetroot sandwiches. We'll have homemade bread pudding, fruit, and cake of some description, yes.
Peter, you've got me on the homemade bread pudding. We'll have a fantastic time looking at the sea on Christmas Day.
Thank you very much.
Take care. That sounds all right, doesn't it? 08459 455 555. Joyce is in Leagrave. Morning, Joyce.
Oh, good morning.
Joyce, say hello to Peter in Walmer Green.
Hello, Peter.
Good morning.
Away you go.
Hello?
How are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
That's good. It's nice and sunny here this morning.
Yes, and it's quite cold here, actually.
It's very cold because the gutterings are just dripping now because the ice is thawing.
Oh, yes, well, that's not too bad then.
No, it'd be good then.
We'll be able to get out and about.
It's all in the mind, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Have a good time.
Yeah, same to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, is that it?
No, yeah, I just...
Oh, I thought you two were going to have a nice little chat there.
Oh, we were.
I was going to eat some more chocolates.
I just wanted to say to him Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Peter.
When he's at his Brussels sprouts, he can listen to Gone with the Wind.
Deary me, Peter.
How good that was.
Naughty. Joyce, what are you doing for Christmas?
Oh, we're going to the family. We're going to one family, side of the family, like lunchtime. Then we're going somewhere else in the evening, and Boxing Day. It's pretty, pretty busy.
Oh, so you're all over the place then.
Yes.
That sounds very hectic.
But I'm ringing up to say thank you very much, Ian, for keeping our fan club going in Luton and everywhere.
Well.
And regarding all the news, which we cannot do without.
Joyce, are you not coming down, Peter? Joyce, are you not coming down to the studio this morning?
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Oh, Peter?
No, not good. Well, I'm too far away, really.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Well, listen, both of you have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you very much indeed. Who'd have thought I'd end up doing a nice show, of all things? Steve's in Redbourne. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, mate. Happy Christmas to you all.
It's Merry Christmas, mate, and a Happy New Year.
All right, then. Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year, mate.
That's better, thank you.
That lady was talking about taking a long time to get her money out of her purse. And I was shopping about 3 or 4 years ago, doing me Christmas shopping.
Yep.
And I was stood in a queue and there was an old woman next to me getting paid, paying up, like.
Yeah.
And this young fella had his hand out. And the lady was taking her time to get her money out of her purse and suddenly clicked his fingers.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, and this old woman, she went a bit longer and all of a sudden she turned around, put her money back in her purse and said, I don't want it now, you can stick that where the sun don't shine.
Oh, dear. Well, there, Steve, how rude on every level. Steve, thank you very much. I'm moving on because I'm Hello?
Hello? Oh, sorry.
Is that your phone?
It is.
Would you like to... No, you can take the phone call if you want.
No.
Would you like to introduce yourselves to the listeners?
I'm Adelaide.
Adelaide, hello.
Hello.
And you've taken up my offer of just coming in.
I have.
And saying hello.
I have.
Well, it's very nice to see you, Adelaide.
That's nice
Are
to
you
see you.
a local lady?
I am. I've just dropped off my children and I... just wanted to come in, take this opportunity to come in and see you.
You should have been...
And I love your song.
Have a Christmas time. La 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 la. Christmas time. La 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 la. Christmas time. Catherine, you see, Adelaide's got taste.
Oh, I love it.
Adelaide's
I think it's fantastic. And I just want to see Catherine's face. Christmas time. La 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 la.
OK, so now you're using the listeners to bully me.
Yeah, that's right.
Merry Christmas.
You can take me to a tribunal. You can't take Adelaide to a tribunal. She's a listener. Adelaide, help yourself to a posh chocolate. There's the map there if you need any help.
All
I think
right.
some of them are a little bit boozy.
Will do.
How old are your kids?
Oh, 15 and 17.
Oh, you should have brought them in.
Oh, my goodness. They would have loved it. They said, Mum, are you going in? I said, I think I might do.
Good for you. You should have brought them in. What are they like, 15 and 17? Do they still believe in Father Christmas?
Oh, unfortunately not.
Now, listeners, we all know kids, Father Christmas is real, but some children, when they get to a certain age, they stop believing, but they're silly and they're wrong. At what age... Go on, did you take a chocolate? Those are nice, those ones. At what age did they stop believing, and how did they find out that this myth that Father Christmas isn't real?
Oh, I think there were... I think about 9, I think they found out that I was taking the presents upstairs and they saw me.
Were there tears?
Yes.
It's awful.
It was sad.
I'm not looking forward to that. But, of course, just to reiterate, children, Father Christmas is absolutely real. You were just taking the presents that he delivered upstairs, weren't you? Of course you were. That's that. What have you got planned for Christmas, Adelaide?
Just family coming round.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mum, sister and the rest.
Are you cooking the dinner? Are you in charge of the dinner? Really?
Yes.
See, because it's nice having family round, but that means that you're in charge of cooking the most important meal of the year.
Cooking the most important meal of the year, but also in charge of the drink.
Oh, I see. So you're doing that.
Oh, yes. Well, as I baste the turkey, I have a...
Do you end up getting a little bit tipsy?
Sometimes. A little bit.
Listen, stay here. I'm going to do the news and travel. You're more than welcome to stay to the end of the show if you want. You sit there, Adelaide.
Yes,
if you want to turn up, 15 minutes. Number 1, Hastings Street in Luton, 08459 455 555. I need to do a bit of business, so let's get the travel. Here's Alice.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Things are icy this morning in Bucks, especially in Aylesbury. We've got reports of some minor accidents. In Grendon Underwood, Edgecott Road is closed around the Broadway after an accident. And near Stone, Ford Road also closed near Hartwell Nursery. In Watford, the Lower High Street quite heavy at Bushy Arches, and public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alice, thank you very much. Right, it's 8:46 or thereabouts. It's Friday, the 20th of December. I'm Iain Lee. These are your headlines on BBC Three Counties Radio. A decision on plans to expand Luton Airport will be made today. A report has found that a catalogue of police failures allowed a gang of men to abuse vulnerable girls in Rochdale for several years. And in football, Cardiff manager Malky Mackay has been told by the owner Vincent Tan to resign or he will be sacked. 08459 455 555 if you want to take part in the show, or you can turn up for the last 15 minutes. Before that, let's get the weather. Here's Georgina Burnett.
Beds, Hearts and Bucks weather.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
Good morning. Bit of a chilly start to today, and the Met Office have got a yellow warning in place until 10 o'clock this morning. That is for ice. It's saying to beware of untreated surfaces. But today we have a small ridge of high pressure, so it's largely dry, bright and breezy, although we've got clouds thickening from the west later on, and temperatures are expected to reach 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. Tonight we have outbreaks of rain from the west. They're going to be heavy and persistent at times, and also the winds will strengthen. Temperatures not really dipping though tonight. In fact, we could have our highest temperatures of the day through the night with 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow, cloudy and windy. We've got persistent rain, which could be heavy locally at times, possibly even thundery with some hail mixed in. And that clears eastwards in the afternoon, but will be followed by blustery showers from the west later. Temperatures expected to reach 10 or 11 degrees. Sunday, bit of an icy start to the day, so we could have some ground frost around. It's a windy, cold day with sunny spells and blustery showers. In fact, it remains unsettled all the way through till Christmas, I'm afraid. That's your latest forecast.
Georgina, have a lovely Christmas.
You too.
See you next year. Ta-ta.
Tomorrow night, at the end of a spectacular series, someone's taking home the Strictly Glitterball trophy.
Bruce and I are back for an all-girl grand final.
Susanna Reid.
Absolutely phenomenal. A total privilege and an honour.
Abby Clancy.
I don't want it to end. It's been the most amazing experience.
Natalie Gumedi.
Every week you come out and it just feels so special.
And Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
Overwhelming. This is a big deal. Let's skip to the good bit.
Our 4 female finalists compete to be the champion of 2013. Strictly Come Dancing, the final, tomorrow night at 6:30 on BBC One and BBC One HD.
Now, listen, this is my last show before Christmas. Justin Dealey's here next week, so don't worry. I've been inviting listeners to pop down to the studio. Adelaide has turned up. Good morning.
Good morning.
You've taken your two... Well, is it their last day of term at school?
It is.
OK. They're 15 and 17. Are they allowed to take games to school? How does it work at that age?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know, to be quite honest. They just take themselves off to school.
They just go. Who cares about them at that age? They're probably drinking hooch on their
They wouldn't want me to go in there anyway.
Very, very exciting that you're here, because we have one of our ambassadors. By the way, you live in Luton.
I do.
Do you want to be the ambassador for Luton?
Possibly, yeah.
There's literally very little you have to do.
Oh, that's good.
That's
exciting.
Put Adelaide down on the list, please. She's the ambassador for... Have we got an ambassador for Luton?
We have now.
Yeah, you're the ambassador for Luton.
May I say a Merry Christmas to all the Carnival Arts people down there, especially for Janet Skeppel, who really has done a great piece of work for St Kitts and Nevis Carnival Group.
Fantastic, of course. What have they been built? Are they building something good?
Oh, they've been. I think they're planning for the next carnival at the moment.
Right. It takes like a year, doesn't it?
It does. A lot of planning.
Now, when you say planning, we've already discovered you're a little bit boozy. Does the planning involve sitting in a pub drinking lots of wine?
Could be.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, listen, this is very exciting. You are now, Adelaide, officially the ambassador for Luton. We're joined by the ambassador for Dunstable. It's Colin. Good morning, Colin.
Good morning, and compliments of the season to you.
Compliments of the chef to you as well, Colin. Would you like to say hello to the ambassador for Luton, Adelaide?
Hello, Adelaide.
Hello, Colin. How are you?
Very well,
That's
you.
Good.
Colin, what can we do for you this morning?
Oh, I just rang up to wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is your last day for a couple of weeks.
I've got 2 weeks off. I very rarely do I take time off, and I'm very, very excited to be having some time off.
No, you're normally sick.
Sorry.
You
you cheeky little minx, Colin.
Yeah, I know.
No, but
and I was going to send you some of those chocolates that are wrapped up in silver foil.
Yes.
Or gold foil.
Oh, the Ferrero Rocher.
Oh, you wouldn't have to say that word.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You
couldn't find any.
You can say those rude things because you can claim diplomatic immunity.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that.
Colin, have a lovely Christmas. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, and you and everybody there.
Take care. Thank you very much. Menya's on the M1. Morning, Menya.
Morning, Ian.
Menya, what can I do? Yeah, I'm good, thank you. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm the ambassador for Holland, you know.
For Holland?
Yeah.
Well, you can't make yourself the ambassador for somewhere.
All right, you do it then.
Okay, you're the ambassador for Holland.
Thank you, mate.
What are you doing over here, Menya?
Yeah, driving a lorry, you know.
Oh, I see. Did you often listen to Three Counties Radio when you're over here, then?
Yeah, I always do.
This is.
And I used to follow you when you were on the other radio station.
Oh,
Gadang.
Gadang,
Indeed, my friend.
Yeah, gadang, my friend. Menya, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas, but it's getting too cozy. I'll stick to the gadang bit, yeah?
You stick to the gadang. Menya, lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. It's weird, because normally, I don't know if you've noticed, Adelaide, I'm quite grumpy.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I'm quite grumpy. It's weird to be doing a nice show, but I like it. I'm full of the Christmas spirit. We sent Justin Dealey out to meet Dennis in Dunstable.
Oh, yes.
The legend that is. He's with him now. Morning, Justin.
Morning, boss.
There is a picture of yourself and Dennis on the Facebook page.
Yes.
He looks nothing like it. For those who don't know, Dennis is the one on the left. Just in case there's any...
I'm the tall one. I'm the little short one is him, not me.
Justin, you've had a very lovely nut cut.
Yes, thank you.
Tell us what's happening with you and Dennis. Are you in the house now?
No, we're actually in the car. I've been inside the house and I got myself out rather quickly. I made an excuse and said, look, we've got to go to the car to broadcast. No, stick around. I went inside. They weren't listening to your show, to be fair, Dennis and Glenn.
Oh.
They were actually watching Billy Joel. Well, which I think is quite nice.
Watching Billy Joel at 9:15 in the morning.
Yeah, what were you doing that for, Dennis?
Well, because my wife had it on. I didn't know him from Adam.
Tell your wife she should have it off.
She has, very often.
To be fair, Ian, Dennis's wife, Glyn, has been trying it on, hasn't she?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. And, Ian, Dennis has got a photograph here. Well, we are going to take a photograph of this for our Facebook page. Describe this to Ian and why you've got this with you today, Dennis.
I was a gorgeous 21-year-old, and I've listened to Kelly Betts, and I think if she was at that age, she would have never stopped running if I'd caught her. Oh. Well, sorry.
No, hang on a second. Kelly, I don't know if you heard that. Dennis has got a picture of him as a 21-year-old, and he's trying to think of some way he can go back in time so you can fall in love with him.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say anything about fall in love. I said chase.
Dennis, can I ask you a question? What went so horribly wrong?
What, you mean when I got married on it?
No, from that photograph to now.
Well, it's just old age. Yeah. After all, I'm nearly 89, so I'm pushing this a bit now.
Yeah. I'm only joking, Dennis.
I'll tell you what, it's just that is a good thing to show to young people, to say, get it now while you can, but it's not going to last.
If only the doc was here to get in that DeLorean, eh?
Dennis, can Dennis hear me?
Yes, he can.
Dennis, I just want to say thank you so much for being such a good sport over the year. And maybe we'll speak to you again in 2015.
If I'm still here, yes.
Okay, you can take a year off if you want.
No, I'll tell you what. I just want to say to you, you've done a marvellous job this year. I'm thrilled to bits with it, and I hope you have a very happy Christmas with your two boys. They'll drive you up the wall like my three great-grandsons are doing now.
How old are your great-grandsons?
The eldest is about 6.
Oh, mate. Are they coming? Are you going to be seeing them over Christmas?
We've seen 2 of them already.
Yep.
2.5 walked into the kitchen and switched the washing machine on. That my wife can't work.
Yeah, they know how to do all of that stuff. Dennis,
so I'm
listen,
just waiting to see the other 2.
Dennis, you've been a really good sport. I appreciate your time and all of your calls. Have a lovely Christmas, won't you?
And the same to you.
Merry
and all
Christmas,
your
Dennis.
listeners.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
And Justin, very quickly, you're filling in for me next week, but also you've got your show on Saturday. What's happening on Saturday?
Yeah, tomorrow morning, 9 until 12. 3 hours of great songs and great memories. The UK and American charts from this weekend in 1985. And we talked to Paul Young, who's coming back to Luton for Christmas. He, of course, was the first voice on the Band-Aid song, so he's going to be my guest tomorrow morning.
Someone pointed out something the other day. You know, in Band-Aid, Sting's on it. Doesn't he sings his own name, doesn't he?
What, Paul Young?
No, Sting.
Oh, Sting. Sting, I thought you said sing.
Doesn't Sting sing the bitter sting of tears?
I don't know. Do you know, I'm going to go home and listen to that now.
Because is that the only way they could get him on there, by saying, yes, Sting, you can come on, but you have to, we'll let you sing your own name.
It's a bit like George Michael last year at the Olympics.
Sorry?
The only way we're going to get you on is by you doing one of your old classics and doing a new song. He was the only person who did a new song.
That was a big mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah, massive.
Justin, listen, can I just say, thank you very much for everything you've done this year. You are my secret weapon, and I think you're brilliant.
I think you're quite good too.
There's no
love to each other.
Right, go away, both of you. For goodness, I'm sorry, Adelaide. You had to sit through that.
I love Justin.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's lovely.
Why?
Because he's always out and about and he gets in with the people.
That's his
lovely.
job. He's paid to do it.
Doing
he
that.
is very, very good. And he's a good-looking fella.
I think
as well.
you do a fantastic job, and Merry Christmas to all your crew.
Adelaide, thank you very much indeed. Hey, listen to this, now, because you're here, and this show could not be done without the listeners. We get so many phone calls. We've had so many phone calls this year, and as a big thank you to all the listeners this year, we have thought. Well, Kelly Betts has done this, and thank you, Kelly. Catherine has helped, but Kelly is the brains behind this. We have put together all of the best bits from the listeners over the last 12 months, haven't we, Kelly?
We have.
So, listeners, this is a thank you from us to you.
For going on.
Oh dear.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Excuse me.
Oh dear, I've done it now.
There's a cough. What do you? What do you say?
Sorry, I'm struggling a bit this morning.
It's a bit throaty. There we go. That's the best bits from all of the listeners this year. Thank you very much.
It was a joy to clip.
That has actually made me feel nauseous.
I know, it was...
Adelaide, what's this weekend got? Have you done all the shopping and everything now? Are you done?
Almost.
Oh.
I'm just going to collect my mother from up in the Midlands,
Yeah.
and then all set.
Okay,
yeah,
fantastic.
No
So
problem.
that's going to be very, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a marvellous Christmas.
And thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in.
That's okay, you're welcome.
And for being such a good sport, and keep listening. We've got some good things planned for 2014.
Good.
We haven't got anything planned yet, but... no, saying that, actually, we have... You know, we were talking about psychics yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've had... who is it who's got in touch? It's Jenny. Jenny Mitchell has got in touch. Yeah. She's invited me to go for a psychic reading in the new year.
Oh.
So I'm going to go and do that, and we'll make a little report on that.
Okay.
Do you believe in psychics?
Sort of.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
Well, I don't quite.
Yeah.
Adelaide, you've been a good sport.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming in. Kelly and Catherine.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We're going to go for a lovely fry-up, all-you-can-eat buffet at Dixie's. It's on me. Literally be on me. You have to peel the
Today
the fried eggs.
I'm going for double sausage.
It's
Christmas.
It's Merry. Thank you very much for everything you've done this year, you two. You've been one of you's been excellent. The other one's been barely adequate.
Oh.
I'm not mentioning any names, so I don't want you to, you know.
Merry Christmas back at you.
Thank you very much indeed. That's it. That's your lot. Let's get the travel.
Travel news for beds, cards and bugs.
BBC Three Counties Radio.
On the M1 northbound, we've got reports the entry slip road is partially blocked at junction 5 for Watford after an accident. Things are icy in Buckinghamshire this morning, especially in Aylesbury. In Winslow, there's been an accident on the A4032, which is now closed between the A413 and Main Street. And near Stone, Ford Road also closed near Hartwell Nursery after an accident. The A10 still struggling in both directions past Buntingford on the sensors, looking very heavy at the roundabout there. Public transport has no reported problems. I'm Alice Glossop, BBC Three Counties Radio.
Alice, have a very Merry Christmas. That's it. That's your lot. There'll be a lovely podcast going up later on this afternoon, full of bits and pieces from this. Thank you, everyone who's taken part in the show this year. Very Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'll speak to you in 2014. Until next year, ta-ta.
Local and vocal across beds, hearts and bucks.
This is BBC Three Counties Radio.
Thank you, Iain. Merry Christmas to you. Good morning, welcome to the JVS show. I'm Jonathan Vernon-Smith. It's Friday, it's 9 o'clock. A week ago today, a man was convicted for running through Bedford town centre with a 3-foot-long machete. Shoppers scattered, and police risked